Chapter 722. At this time, Li Qinshua's expression was extremely cold, and there was uncontrollable anger in her eyes. However, she still tried her best to control the volume of her voice, not letting her emotions go out of control. Su Yusin entered the study and was working on a topic. He said that he would have time to walk around the capital with her after he was done. She didn't want the child to hear her words. No child could accept their parents' neglect and favoritism. She was the only daughter of the Li family. Old Master Li had given her all his love. After she became a mother, she doted on Su Peijian a little because she had spoiled her when she was young. She treated Su Yusin the same way. But what about Su Qinghui? Su Qinghui, do you dare? Do you dare to touch your conscience and say that you did not mistreat the other two children? Some things were already in the past, and she didn't want to bring them up. She could just pretend that she was blind and had misjudged him for those 20 years. But the children were innocent. He now appeared in front of her every day, treated her well, and wanted to redeem himself. She knew it all. But how? What else was there to redeem? Su Qingsang had been mistreated by him for so many years, and they hadn't even celebrated her birthday properly. Li Qinshua's question made Su Qinghui speechless. He wanted to say no. He wanted to say that he had never treated Su Yusin badly. But Su Qingsang, Qianxue, Li Qianxue didn't want to talk to him anymore. After glaring at him, she entered the room. The door opened and closed. Standing in the living room, Su Qinghui suddenly realized that the situation in front of him was more difficult than he thought. Su Yusin had been in the study before. He was highly regarded by the professor, and had asked him to participate in 2 projects. He did not hear the argument outside. When he was done, he wanted to go to the guest room to see Li Qianxue. But the door was shut. Yusin, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep first. Let's talk about it tomorrow. Su Yusin stood at the door. He was quite smart, and immediately understood the key point of the problem. When he was in the study just now, half of his idea was to create some opportunities for Su Qinghui. Unlike Su Qingsang, he had a much deeper relationship with Su Qinghui. If there was a chance, he couldn't help but want to help Su Qinghui. It didn't mean that he had to get back together with Li Qianxue. He just couldn't bear to do it. After all, he had seen Su Qinghui's performance over the past year. After washing up, the father and son slept on the bed. This was also very little experience. The Li family had a large business, and they had housekeepers and servants. After the 2 children were born, there were people specially taking care of them. Su Qinghui had never slept in the same bed as his son. He turned over and looked at the night sky outside the window. He noticed that his son was not asleep, but he did not turn around. He just turned over and lay flat, looking at the ceiling above his head. Yusin, do you hate me too? Su Yusin shook his head. No, I don't. Why wouldn't you hate me? I thought you'd hate me. You are my father. That was the answer. Su Qinghui smiled bitterly. There was a hint of disappointment in his voice. You really don't hate me? Dad. Su Yusin didn't know how to comfort him. In fact, he wasn't very good at comforting people. Mom is just angry. Just wait for her to calm down. Was it just anger? It was hatred. I know I made mistakes in the past, and I've been trying to make up for it. But now I realize that what your mother wants is not me making up for it. He had always thought that what Li Qianxue hated was his lack of love and his deception. It was not until today that he realized that what Li Qianxue hated the most was the harm he had done to the 2 children. The harm was on the son's body, and the pain was in the mother's heart. For Li Qianxue, the 2 children were her weakness. Su Yusin didn't know what to say. It would be inappropriate for him to say anything at this time. Li Qianxue was such a proud woman. How could she care about Su Qinghui's compensation? Not to mention Li Qianxue. Even he and Su Qingsang had long passed the age of needing a father's love. Go to sleep. Su Qinghui realized that he had said too much. In his eyes, his son was still young. He didn't want to transfer such pressure to him. He turned over again and went to sleep on the other side. Su Yusin glanced at Su Qinghui's figure in the darkness. Dad, since Mom refuses to forgive you, she doesn't want your compensation. Why don't you try another way? Feeling that Su Qinghui suddenly turned around, his voice was very soft. Why did you make Mom fall in love with you back then? Why don't you just let Mom fall in love with you again? Let Li Qianxue love him again? It was easier said than done. That was simply an insurmountable Mount Everest for him. Su Yusen also realized that his suggestion was not very useful. He turned around, closed his eyes and stopped talking. Su Qinghui, however, couldn't sleep all night because of his words. Li Qianxue didn't sleep well. She was very picky, and she was very picky about her bed. Most importantly, the bed she slept on had been slept on by Su Qinghui before. Even if she didn't want to, she still smelled Su Qinghui's scent left on the bed. It was very faint, but she had been married to Su Qinghui for so many years. She knew everything about him that she couldn't know anymore. That scent made Li Qianxue insomnia. She finally fell asleep, but she fell into a nightmare of the past. Yes, that past was really a nightmare for Li Qianxue. She dreamed of Su Qingsang's childhood. For her, she could remember very little about Su Qingsang before she grew up. However, she still had a little impression of that incident. After she recognized Su Qingsang, she had been trying hard to suppress it and not let herself think about it. But the dream was not under her control. Mom! In the dream, Su Qingsang became 4 or 5 years old. From the perspective of a bystander, she saw her hiding in the corner of the living room, looking enviously at Su Peijian, who was pouncing on her. When Su Peijian was 4 or 5 years old, it was the most adorable and fun time. When she went to kindergarten, she would be exposed to many new things every day. She liked Li Qianxue. Every day after school, she would learn from Li Qianxue for a long time about what happened in school. Today their outdoor activity was playing in the mud. This was absolutely not allowed in the Li family. Li Qianxue was a neat freak and didn't like the mess in the house. However, Su Peijian had a lot of fun. She was still young at that time, just a child. Li Qianxue had always been very patient with her daughter. Looking at her daughter who was like a mud monkey, she called the nanny and asked her to take Su Peijian to wash up. At that time, the smile on her face was too gentle. Su Qingsang, who was watching this scene from the corner, felt inexplicably envious. She took small steps and carefully approached her. At that time, Li Qianxue sat back on the sofa. She was reading a financial magazine in her hand. Mom! Su Qingsang's first call was very soft. Li Qianxue didn't hear it. Because she didn't respond, Su Qingsang became a little bolder and took 2 steps forward. Mom! She swallowed her saliva. These 2 calls had used up all her courage. Li Qianxue heard it. She quickly turned her face. When she saw that the person who came was not Su Peijian but Su Qingsang, her expression suddenly changed. Who are you calling Mom? Su Qingsang bit her lip, frightened by Li Qianxue's appearance. She didn't know why. She was still so young. She just wanted to be close to Li Qianxue. This was the nature of blood. Unfortunately, Su Qingsang didn't understand back then. You. She couldn't speak clearly. When she looked at Li Qianxue's exquisite and beautiful face, she couldn't help but call out again. Mom! She was also a child of this family. Her surname was also Su. She could call Li Qianxue Mom, right? Li Qianxue threw the magazine in her hand on the coffee table. She stood up and looked down at the small figure with a gloomy face. I'm not your mother. Don't call me Mom. Her upbringing prevented her from doing anything to abuse or hurt Su Qingsang. But it was absolutely impossible for her to accept Su Qingsang. She wasn't that magnanimous. Su Qingsang was frightened by the look in her eyes, especially the moment she raised her foot. She almost thought that she wanted to beat her up. With a pale face, she turned around and ran away without looking back. That was a memory from a long time ago. Tonight, it suddenly rushed into the dream. Li Qianxue remembered that after that, Su Qingsang always walked around her when she saw her. But at that time, she felt that it wasn't enough. She didn't want to see Su Qingsang. After all, every time she saw her, it was nothing more than a reminder that Su Qinghui didn't love her. So she found Su Qinghui. It's fine if you want me to raise an illegitimate daughter for you. You know my temper. If you don't want me to kick her out, you should keep her away from me. What was Su Qinghui's reaction at that time? He didn't say anything. Not only did he not say anything, but he also chased Su Qingsang, who was already afraid of her, and would almost always walk around her when she saw her, to the back of the main residence, where the servants lived. If it weren't for the fact that old Master Li felt that it was too harsh, and finally asked Su Qingsang to move back to the room, Su Qingsang would probably be reduced to a maid in the future. Su Qinghui, for such a long time, just watched his daughter become unfamiliar with him and alienated from him. With so many opportunities, he could have completely turned things around, set things right, and let everything go back to square one. But what about him? She hated him. She hated Su Qinghui as much as she felt sorry for her daughter at that time. Time will last forever, but this hatred will never end. Li Qianxue woke up from her dream. The strong emotions made her eyes a little swollen and sore. She blinked and couldn't sleep anymore. She got up and looked at the time. She didn't expect it to be only 5 in the morning. Unable to sleep, she got up and went to the kitchen to get some water to drink. However, as soon as she left the room, she was almost scared by the dark shadow on the sofa. At 5 in the morning, the sky was about to brighten. She couldn't see his facial features clearly, only a blurry shadow. When she turned on the light and saw that it was Su Qinghui, Li Qianxue's face was frighteningly gloomy. She had just woken up from a nightmare. Naturally, she didn't have a good expression when she saw the person who gave her nightmares. Glancing at him coldly, Li Qianxue went into the kitchen to get some water. She had just poured herself a glass of water to drink when Su Qinghui came over from the other end. He always walked very lightly, and there was no sound of his footsteps. Li Qianxue was caught off guard when she saw him appear again. The cup in her hand almost fell to the ground. It was him in the dream, and it was him in reality. Li Qianxue's expression was ugly. Su Qinghui, you're not sleeping in the middle of the night. What's wrong? Did you have a nightmare? Su Qinghui didn't answer her question. He glanced at Li Qianxue and thought about his determination that night. When he met Li Qianxue's gaze, he couldn't remember what he wanted to say, as if he had lost his memory. Qianxue, did you have a nightmare? Li Qianxue sneered. Aren't you my nightmare? Li Qianxue drank the water in one gulp. She didn't want to stay for a second longer. She put down the cup and left. Su Qinghui held her arm and stared at her face. Let go of me. Li Qianxue's voice was extremely cold. Su Qinghui, let go of me. Yusin is still sleeping, Su Qinghui reminded her in a very low voice. Su Qinghui, don't act like a father and son in front of me. You look like you love Yusin so much. It's disgusting. Qianxue. Su Qinghui really didn't want to be at loggerheads with Li Qianxue every time. He had been working hard to improve the relationship between the two of them. He didn't need to change much. As long as Li Qianxue didn't look at him with such a mocking gaze, and didn't treat him with such a distant expression, it would be fine. Yusin said that he doesn't hate me. He had asked Su Qingsang when he went to Rong City before. She didn't hate him either. Su Qinghui didn't know why he said this, but Li Qianxue seemed to understand what he meant. She suddenly pulled her hand back. Yusin said that he doesn't hate you? Yes. What a coincidence. It's not just Yusin who doesn't hate you. Qingsang also said that she doesn't hate you. Su Yusin didn't quite understand what Li Qianxue was trying to say. She stood up straight and stared at Su Qinghui's face. My son and daughter don't hate you. It's because you're their father. No matter what you do, they will forgive you. She took a step forward and placed one hand on Su Qinghui's chest. She didn't use much strength, but her beautifully manicured nails almost pierced into his chest. But I'm different. They don't hate me, but I do. Su Qinghui, what you did to me all those years ago was my own blindness. But what you did to the children, I will never forgive you for the rest of my life. If they don't hate you, I will hate you for them. When Su Yusin got up, he found that the atmosphere between Li Qianxue and Su Qinghui was even worse. Li Qianxue didn't sleep well last night, so she went back to sleep. This time, she didn't have a nightmare, but when she got up, she still didn't look good. Seeing Su Yusin standing there in a daze, she reached out and motioned for him to go out with her. I checked yesterday. There's a Cantonese and Hong Kong tea restaurant here that serves good morning tea. Let's go. Su Yusin wasn't in a hurry to follow behind her. Instead, he looked in Su Qinghui's direction. Su Qinghui sat on the sofa and looked in this direction. but he didn't seem to have any intention of getting up. Yusin, let's go and have breakfast with Mom. Li Qianxue called again. Su Yusin's feet couldn't help but call out to Su Qinghui. Dad, let's go together? No need, you guys go ahead. Su Qinghui's expression was very calm. He knew that Li Qianxue didn't want to eat with him. You guys go ahead. I'll just cook some noodles later. You heard that? Let's go. Li Qianxue pulled her son and left. She had no intention of paying attention to Su Qinghui at all. Su Yusin was pulled to the door by her. Chapter 723. Li Qianxue originally wanted to stay in the capital for a few more days, to accompany Su Yusin. However, on the one hand, he was busy with schoolwork, and on the other hand, Su Qinghui was there. It wasn't a problem to have Su Yusin accompany her, but every time he stayed by her side, she always felt that he couldn't bear to leave Su Qinghui behind. Su Qinghui had done so many wrong things, but neither of the children hated him. The last thing she wanted to see was Su Qinghui. She tried her best to restrain her emotions. After spending his birthday with Su Yusin, Li Qianxue planned to go home. However, before returning to Lin City, she planned to visit Su Qingsang in Rong City. Even though she called Su Qingsang every day, she was very fond of the twins, who were getting bigger and bigger. He wished that he could hold it in his arms and dote on it. Su Yusin also liked Su Qingsang's two little nephews, but he didn't have time. After thinking about it, he picked out some gifts and asked Li Qianxue to bring them to Su Qingsang. Li Qianxue stayed in Rong City for 3 days. Because she saw her little grandson and granddaughter, her gloomy mood improved a lot. When Li Qianxue entered the company, she gave the gift she bought in the capital to Yang Rong. Yang Rong had followed her since she was young, and the two of them had a good relationship. Thank you. Yang Rong took the gift and handed the schedule in her hand to Li Qianxue. Even if you give me a gift, I have to say that you have 3 meetings and 1 social engagement today. All right. Li Qianxue had been away for a few days, and a lot of work had piled up. She opened her calendar and glanced at it. Is that all for today? Yes, but there's a banquet tomorrow night. It's old Master Dong's birthday. Last time, the Li Corporation's anniversary celebration, the Dong family gave a very generous gift. I personally think you should go yourself. Okay. Mr. Dong had a personal relationship with old Master Li, so of course she would go. Also next week, there will be an award ceremony for the city's top 10 outstanding youths. I told you last week that as an outstanding enterprise in the city, you were also invited. Yes, I will be there. After signing a few documents, Li Qianxue looked up at her. Is there anything else? The last one. Yang Rong picked up the document. You should remember that tomorrow at 10 a.m. is the groundbreaking ceremony for City Star. The time is 10 in the morning. City Star was the name of the project in the North District. The brand new smart community would become a landmark in Lin City. Li Qianxue was stunned for a moment. After celebrating Su Yusin's birthday, she left the capital and went to Rong City to visit Su Qingsang. On the way back to Lin City, Su Qingsang drove her to the airport. At that time, Su Qingsang said a few words to her. On Su Yusin's birthday, Su Qingsang called Su Yusin and asked someone to send him a gift. Not only her, but even Hu Jinyao had sent a gift over. That was how he found out that Su Yusin was with Su Qinghui and Li Qianxue. She didn't know what Su Yusin said to Su Qingsang, but when Su Qingsang drove her to the airport, she took the initiative to mention Su Qinghui. Mom, do you still hate Dad? Why did you mention him when you were fine? I don't want to mention him. I just want to tell you that if you're complaining about the injustice between me and Yusin, you've always hated me. I don't think it's necessary. What had happened was already in the past. Whether it's me or Yusin, neither of us want to think about this anymore. Qingsang you. Mom, the truth is I really don't hate Dad. I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage being raised as an illegitimate daughter or anything. First of all, my family didn't lack food or clothes. No matter what, I've grown up safely. Su Qingsang was serious when she said this. She once read a book that said, if you encountered unspeakable pain, if you encountered a difficult hurdle in life, then you had to endure it and get through it. After 10 years, you would find that the past was not worth mentioning at all. Although some things might not be very pleasant in the middle, I also met Huijinyao because of this. You know, if I was really raised by you and Dad, I might not have had the chance to meet Huijinyao. So where was she going to find such a good husband? I'm doing very well now, so I don't hate anyone, and naturally I don't hate Dad. I'm more willing to believe that these things were all given to me by God. I'm grateful for what I've experienced. Really. Li Qianxue didn't know what to say. She had always known that Su Qingsang was too emotional, but she didn't expect her to be this emotional. Qingsang? Mom, I'm serious. Su Qingsang didn't want Li Qianxue to be stuck in a dilemma. If you hate Dad because of me and Yusen, then there's no need, because we don't hate him. Su Qingsang paused, as if she was struggling with how to say it. This was actually not suitable for her to say as a daughter, but she really didn't want to see Li Qianxue continue like this. Mom, if you hate Dad because he has neglected and lied to you all these years, then I don't want to say more. This is your freedom. But I still want to say that hating someone is very tiring. If you really think it's impossible for you and Dad, then why don't you let it go? Treat him as a stranger. Ignore him, don't look at him, and don't hate him. After all, you won't hate a stranger, right? I'm not asking you to forgive Dad. I just want you to live an easier and happier life. I know you feel guilty about me. And I also know that you've always regretted not acknowledging me earlier, and not taking good care of me. But I'm already so old, and I don't need you to take care of me. I'm a mother myself now. I understand your kindness to me and your love for me, so I hope you can live a good life. In fact, Su Qingsang had wanted to say these words for a long time, but she knew that Li Qianxue couldn't bear to hear it at the time. You cannot forgive Dad, and you can continue to hate him, but I hope you can let yourself go. You can be good and don't care about what Dad has done in the past, and don't care about what he is doing now. You just have to be happy. For example, find another man and fall in love again. Even if you don't want to find a man for the time being, and don't want to fall in love, it's okay. Mom, the days before you were not what you hoped or wanted. I hope you are happy. I hope that the rest of your life is what you want. But this kind of life definitely didn't include hating someone. Hating someone was too tiring. In fact, Su Qingsang had watched him for more than a year. She really felt that the best punishment for Su Qinghui now was not to hate him at all, but to treat him as a stranger. Ignoring him and not reacting to anything he did. That was the best form of revenge. But Li Qianxue couldn't do it. She always hated Su Qinghui. Very much. Mom, actually you can ask your heart. Do you really hate Dad because we have been mistreated? Or is it because you still can't let go of his neglect and lack of love for you for the past 20 years? These words shocked Li Qianxue. Her lips moved, and she wanted to refute. However, Su Qingsang seemed to see through her mind. Mom, don't be in a hurry to deny it. I believe that part of the reason you hate Dad is because you think he has mistreated us. But don't you hate yourself? After all these years, can you really not hate Dad for hurting you? Of course I hate, extremely hate. Li Qianxue's words were interrupted by Su Qingsang. In her opinion, there were many reasons for this, and there was definitely more than one reason. Mom, no matter what it is, you can think about it. What exactly is the reason for your hate? I still say the same thing. If you hate because of us, then let it go. Don't look at it and don't care. You treating him like a stranger is the greatest, the best revenge. Trust me. But if you hate because of yourself, because you can't let it go, I think you can try to give Dad a chance. Use the rest of your life to torture him. Take revenge on him for everything he has done to you. Mom, I'm not saying that you should get back together with Dad. I just think it's too hard for you. I don't want you to work hard. You can live a more relaxed life. Choose an outcome that you can accept the most, and live the life you want. Mom, I can't be with you every day, but I really hope that you can think about what I said. Think about it, is this really what you need? Is this kind of life, is it what you want? Mom, do you know? I used to admire you very much. I thought you were like a strong woman. No matter what, you couldn't be beaten or crushed. You were always very rational and aloof. But the premise of all this is that you haven't encountered anything related to Dad. I don't know if you've noticed, but every time you encounter something related to Dad, you can't calm down. Su Qingsang said so much. Although Li Qianxue couldn't hear it at the moment, she couldn't help but want to refute this sentence. How could I? I don't care about him at all. You don't care about him? If you don't care, why are you unhappy every time Dad calls me or Yusin? You say he's pretending, you say he's hypocritical. He's hypocritical. Li Qianxue wanted to say this, but Su Qingsang asked. Then why didn't he call me or come to see me? Why were you even more unhappy? When she had just given birth, Su Qinghui didn't come in time because he didn't get the news. At that time, Li Qianxue's reaction was very bad. Even if she didn't show it explicitly, she told Su Yusin afterwards that Su Qinghui was indeed inhumane and didn't even care about his own daughter. If Su Yusin hadn't told her this in private, she wouldn't have known at all. However, when Su Qinghui came to see her and the two children, Li Qianxue said that he was superficial and hypocritical. It was because she wanted to cooperate with the Hua family. Mom, don't you think that in the past year or so, every time your emotions fluctuated, it was because of Dad? No. It should be said that in Li Qianxue's entire life, on the days when she had interacted with Su Qinghui, she would always be excited because of Su Qinghui. Li Qianxue wanted to refute, but she was speechless. In the end, she could only stop talking. Su Qingsang knew that Rome wasn't built in a day. Later, she didn't continue to persuade her. However, what she said still left a mark in her heart. It made her think all the way back to Lin City on the plane. President Li? Yang Rong's words brought Li Qianxue back to her senses. She looked at Yang Rong in front of her and nodded. Okay, I understand. Then I'll go out first. After Yang Rong left, the office became quiet. Li Qianxue turned around and looked out the window. Why did she hate him? Did she want to hate him? Did she want to treat Su Qinghui as a stranger and completely ignore him? She didn't care and treated him as if he didn't exist. Or should she give him a chance? Use the rest of her life to torture him? Li Qianxue instinctively shook off this answer. No, she didn't want it. The best revenge was to treat him as a stranger. Yes, she should do it this way. Treat Su Qinghui as a stranger. No matter what he did or said, she would completely ignore him. Of course, this might be a little difficult for her. But it didn't matter. No matter how difficult it was, she would work hard. Removing Su Qinghui from her mind, she focused on dealing with business matters. As for Su Qinghui, he would be a stranger in the future. The groundbreaking ceremony for City Star. At 9:30 p.m., Li Qianxue had already arrived at the construction site first. Those who had participated in the groundbreaking ceremony knew that this event was actually not friendly at all. It was to cut the ribbon in a muddy field that had not yet started construction, and then shovel a few soil on the cornerstone. It was fine when the weather was good, but when the weather was hot, the sun could make you dizzy. It was already early summer, and the weather in Lin City was very hot. As soon as Li Qianxue got out of the car, she felt the waves of heat coming towards her. Li Junxing, Chief Zhou, Secretary Li, and Chief Chen hadn't arrived yet. Yang Rong followed behind Li Qianxue and looked at her surroundings. Li Qianxue looked at the balloon floating above, then at the receptionist who was ready not far away. She turned around and glanced at Yang Rong. Every time we start work, we do this. Can't the planning come up with something new? President Li, although it's the same thing every time. But the project is different. Li Qianxue didn't say anything. Seeing that Wang Tao had already arrived, she planned to go up and greet him. She asked Yang Rong to give more instructions and get someone to check the surroundings again. She walked in Wang Tao's direction. Before she could take 2 steps, an umbrella appeared above her head. Li Qianxue forgot to take an umbrella when she got out of the car. It was mainly because she still had to cut the ribbon and shovel the soil later. She wouldn't be able to hold the umbrella for long. She turned around, and when she saw Wei Ting, a hint of confusion appeared on her face. Why are you here? It's such a big thing like laying the foundation of your company. Of course I have to come. Wei Ting smiled and turned the umbrella in her direction. The sun is big. I'll be your lackey today. I don't want you to tan. Thank you, Li Qianxue thanked him. However, her footsteps continued to walk in Wang Tao's direction. Wei Ting moved closer to her and stuck out his tongue innocently when she glared at him. Qianxue, you can't blame me. I'm just afraid that you'll get tanned. Thank you, but can you please stay away from me? She wasn't far from Wang Tao. However, before she could get closer, she saw a person get out of the car next to Wang Tao. If it wasn't Su Qinghui, who else could it be? When she saw Su Qinghui, she was only stunned for a moment. She nodded slightly as a greeting. Su Qinghui saw Wei Ting's actions, and also saw that Li Qianxue didn't push him away. He lowered his eyes and looked a little gloomy. Li Qianxue exchanged a few pleasantries with Wang Tao. Wei Ting stood there with a smile and dutifully held the umbrella for Li Qianxue. Su Qinghui looked at his actions, and the proud look he cast at him. He narrowed his eyes, took a few steps to the side with his phone, and went to make a call. When he called, Li Junxing had already brought some leaders from the city, as well as Chief Zhou and the others over. Li Qianxue couldn't care less about Wei Ting at this moment, and headed in the direction of Li Junxing and the others. Just as Wei Ting was about to continue following, his phone rang. He ran to the side to answer the phone. He didn't know what was said on the other end of the phone, but his expression changed drastically. He wanted to say goodbye to Li Qianxue before leaving. However, Li Qianxue happened to be talking to Li Junxing at this moment, so he could only quickly get into the car and leave first. After he left, Su Qinghui silently took out an umbrella from the back of his car and headed in Li Qianxue's direction. There were still more than 10 minutes before the groundbreaking ceremony at 10 o'clock sharp. Other than Li Junxing and the other leaders, there were also reporters from some major media outlets in the city. Yang Rong was dealing with the reporters, while Li Qianxue was talking to Li Junxing and the others about the project and the land next door. Just as she was engrossed in talking, an umbrella covered her head. She thought it was still Wei Ting, so she didn't think too much about it. She didn't even turn around. When Chief Zhou saw Su Qinghui behind her, he smiled. Then he looked at the others and revealed a tacit look. At 5 minutes to 10, Li Junxing spoke first. Let's go, it's about to begin. Okay, this way please. As the main person in charge of this project, Li Qianxue bowed and gestured for the leaders to leave first. At this moment, Wang Tao came over. She smiled and gestured for Wang Tao to leave first. She followed behind Wang Tao. Wang Tao looked behind her and took a few steps forward with a smile. This side was the construction site that hadn't started yet. Even though the red carpet had been laid, it was still a little uneven. At the end of the red carpet was the place where the ribbon was cut. After the ribbon was cut, the groundbreaking ceremony would be held. For the sake of her image today, Li Qianxue wore a pair of high heels that weren't considered high. After taking 2 steps, she bumped into something and turned. Her body was about to fall. A hand quickly supported her body from behind. She instinctively took a step back, but she retreated into a warm chest. The tip of her nose smelled a faintly familiar scent. She suddenly turned around and widened her eyes when she saw that the person in front of her was Su Qinghui. Why is it you? One of Su Qinghui's hands was still on her waist, and the other hand was holding the umbrella. She wanted to take his hand away, but Su Qinghui looked at the stage. It's about to begin. They're all waiting for us. Let's go. Who told him it was us? Where did it come from? Li Qianxue's expression didn't look good. She planned to treat Su Qinghui as a stranger, but he had been by her side for so long. Chapter 724. Let's go. Su Qinghui didn't seem to notice the anger on her face. Mayor Li is going to speak later. Li Qianxue forced herself to squeeze out a smile and looked at the umbrella over her head. You also know that you have to go on stage. Su Qinghui closed the umbrella and handed it to his assistant. Of course. After all, I'm going up, aren't I? Li Qianxue glanced at him coldly and took the opportunity to go up to the stage. Su Qinghui held her hand from behind and said softly, "The road is not easy to walk on. Let me help you." No need. Li Qianxue withdrew her hand without a trace. Don't touch me. I will walk properly. Qianxue. Su Qinghui felt a little helpless. But Li Qianxue was already walking very fast. It was not the first time she had attended a groundbreaking ceremony. Over the years, the Li Corporation had done many projects, big and small. She really didn't need him. The two of them stepped onto the simple wooden platform one after the other. A red carpet was laid out on the stage. Li Junsheng and Wang Tao stood in the middle. After the two of them went on stage, they stood on either side of Li Junsheng. Everything else was going according to procedure. First, Li Junsheng spoke on behalf of the city leaders. Then Chief Zhou spoke, and finally, it was Li Qianxue's turn. She had the script that Yang Rong had typed for her a few days ago, but her memory had always been good. Such a scene was nothing to her. The sun was a little bright, and she was wearing a rose-red suit. It was not ostentatious, but it looked grand, which was in line with the festive atmosphere of today's opening. She first thanked the city leaders for their support for the Li Corporation's work and the group. Then, she thanked the Tianyu Group for its role in this matter. There were also the results of the cooperation between the two companies. Finally, he talked about the concept and philosophy of City Star, a fully intelligent community. Her speech took no more than 5 minutes. There were countless cameras aimed at her. She was already used to this kind of situation. After a round of speeches, it was time to cut the ribbon. Su Qinghui, who had been standing on the other side of Li Junsheng just now, walked to her side. The hostess carried a golden plate and a pair of scissors tied with red silk to them onto the stage. Su Qinghui stood next to her and turned his face to look at her. This scene was really very familiar. The two of them stood together, cutting the ribbon and laying the foundation for a project. God knows how many times this had happened. Li Qianxue ignored the overly passionate gazes of the people around her and focused all her attention on what was in front of her. From now on, Su Qinghui was just a stranger. She thought about Su Qingsang's words for a long time. She didn't want to be with Su Qinghui for the rest of her life. So what if she tortured him every day? If she tortured him, wouldn't she become like him? She didn't want to. There was no need for her to throw away her bottom line for a man who didn't deserve it. Night. Today was Grandpa Dong's birthday banquet. Li Qianxue went as the representative of the Li family. Banquets like this in the past. Just let Su Yusin participate. She had come personally to give Grandpa Dong some face. This morning, the Li Corporation's groundbreaking ceremony was broadcast on TV. Not only on TV, but the Li Corporation also advertised on the internet and various major print media. When she entered the door, many people congratulated her. Li Qianxue chatted with those people. But after all, this was not her home ground. After chatting for a while, she chose a place near the corner and sat down. At this time, a message popped up on her phone. She, Su Qingsang, and Su Yusin had a WeChat chat group. From time to time, Su Qingsang would send some photos and videos of the twins. Li Qianxue's biggest hobby after work was to look at the photos Su Qingsang sent. The twins had been more than 3 months old. Xiang Nian could already turn over. Nian Nian was a little slower and didn't have enough strength. He lay on the bed and turned with all his might, but he could only turn his body sideways. He needed help to turn over completely. The photo was of the two of them lying there. After a while, a video was sent over. Hua Jiniao supported Xiang Nian's small body and tried his best to turn him over. The little guy was babbling in a language that the adults couldn't understand. He looked very funny and adorable. So cute. The voice that suddenly sounded was very familiar. Li Qianxue quickly put down her phone and looked up at the person. She shouldn't be surprised. She could come. Su Qinghui could naturally come too. She was about to stand up and leave. But when she thought of the things she had suddenly figured out in the morning, she sat there very calmly. Su Qinghui looked at her in surprise. Today Li Qianxue didn't seem to want to reject him, nor did she have the disgust that she couldn't hide when she saw him. Her expression could even be considered peaceful. Su Qinghui's surprise only lasted for a few seconds. He quickly thought of the reason for her expression. He glanced at her and sat down on the sofa next to her. His expression was a little cautious. Xiang Nian and Nian Nian are very cute, aren't they? Su Qinghui had gone to Rong City to see the two children before. As they grew up, they became more and more adorable. Li Qianxue glanced at him and her lips moved, but she didn't say a word. The last time I went to Rong City, The two little guys smiled at me. Li Qianxue closed her eyes. She didn't plan to speak, but when she heard this, she glanced at Su Qinghui. Su Qinghui. Her sudden words stunned Su Qinghui. Li Qianxue curled her lips, and there was a hint of mockery in her eyes. Did you go to Rong City to see Su Peijian? Su Qinghui choked and looked at Li Qianxue. Their eyes met. Su Qinghui looked at Li Qianxue's eyes and half lowered his eyes. I did. How has she been recently? Li Qianxue leaned forward a little and stared at Su Qinghui's face. No, or should I ask in another way? Does she still hate me? After all, she was the one who made a statement to break off relations with Su Peijian. With Su Peijian's personality, it should be difficult for her not to hate her, right? Su Qinghui was silent for a few seconds. Just when Li Qianxue thought he wouldn't answer, she heard his very soft voice. She's fine now. She doesn't hate anyone. Really? Li Qianxue didn't believe it. You have to believe that she's actually a good child. Su Qinghui's words were met with a cold smile from Li Qianxue. He looked up at her with a very serious expression. Peijian was taught by you. Even if she took things too hard and went on the wrong path, she was still taught by you. If you deny her, you are denying what you have done. Li Qianxue looked at Su Qinghui deeply because of his words. Is that so? But I have long denied all my efforts over the years. After all, I spent more than 20 years raising two ungrateful wolves. Isn't it a waste of my efforts? Su Qinghui was speechless, but Li Qianxue felt that it was meaningless. She had only thought it through this morning. She wanted to treat Su Qinghui as a stranger. Since she wanted to treat him as a stranger, why should she say these things? She was about to leave when she heard Su Qinghui's extremely low voice. No, it's not. He was looking at her now, his eyes burning. Your efforts were not in vain. Peijian asked me to tell you that she's sorry. She said that she knows that you don't need and don't want to hear it. However, she does owe you an apology. Silence. Li Qianxue sat there without moving. The banquet hall was very lively outside, but in Li Qianxue's area, it was dead silent. She sat there expressionlessly, just staring at Su Qinghui. Su Qinghui didn't avoid her gaze. His voice was very soft. Peijian has indeed changed now. She has also reduced her sentence because of her meritorious service. If you see her, you will know. Li Qianxue's lips were tightly pursed, and the back of her hands was a little white. She had raised Su Peijian for more than 20 years. She had carefully educated and nurtured her since she was a child. If in this marriage, Su Qinghui was the person who hurt her the most, Su Peijian was the second. It wasn't that she didn't give her a way out, nor was it that she didn't give her a choice. She could have done better, but she chose the one that hurt her heart the most. She dealt with Su Qingsang, not to mention that she had already acknowledged Su Qingsang. Even if she didn't know Su Qingsang's identity in the past, she wouldn't have agreed with her. She taught Su Peijian to have a big picture and foresight. In the end, she used her mind on those unorthodox ways. Su Peijian paid the price, but for her, she also lost a daughter. Even if this daughter wasn't born to her, what does it have to do with me? Li Qianxue's expression was very cold. She is no longer my daughter. I don't want to see her either. She had clearly said that she would treat Su Qinghui as a stranger. However, a few casual words from him made her recall those unpleasant things again. Even if she was the one who started this, it still made her uncomfortable. Li Qianxue couldn't sit still anymore. She stood up abruptly, turned around and walked outside. Su Qinghui stood up with her and followed behind her. Li Qianxue greeted Old Master Dong and said that she had something urgent to attend to, so she left first. With Li Qianxue's status, Old Master Dong was very happy that she could come. He was extremely polite and asked her to go about her own business. He also asked his son to send Li Qianxue on her way. Li Qianxue refused. Old Master Dong saw Su Qinghui behind her and revealed a smile that explained why. Li Qianxue didn't see that smile. If she did, she would probably be even more gloomy. The night wind was cool. There wasn't a single star in the sky. The sun was shining brightly during the day, but now it was covered with dark clouds. It looked like there would be rain at night. The humidity in the air not only didn't make Li Qianxue feel depressed, but it also increased a lot. especially when she knew that Su Qinghui was following behind her. Her footsteps became faster and faster. She looked at the parking lot at the other end of the hotel. Xiao Zhao had parked the car there. She could call him and ask him to drive over, but she would rather walk by herself to calm down. When she was about to cross the road, a car in front of her drove quite fast. Qianxue, Su Qinghui, who was behind her, quickly stepped forward and pulled her body back. The impact caused Li Qianxue's body to crash into Su Qinghui's arms. He held her and took 2 big steps back before he stabilized his body. Be careful. Li Qianxue was thinking about something just now, so she really didn't notice. Now that she reacted, she reached out to push Su Qinghui. Su Qinghui, stay away from me. If he hadn't followed behind her, she wouldn't have thought of walking faster. Qianxue, stop. Li Qianxue took a deep breath and tried to calm herself down. What do you want to say? Do you want me to forgive Su Peijian? Or do you want me to forgive you? Qianxue, I didn't mean that. I don't care what you mean. Li Qianxue thought of her previous plan. She had always avoided talking about it in the past, thinking that it would be fine as long as she stayed away from Su Qinghui. Now, she wanted to make things clear with him. Su Qinghui, I just want to tell you, everything you're doing now is useless to me. It's useless. First, I hate you. I hate you very much. The best I can do is not to take revenge on you. But I can't not hate you. I don't want to forgive you either. I don't want to forgive Su Peijian. Second, whether it's Qingsheng or Yusin, they've all grown up. They don't need your fatherly love anymore. I don't need your compensation, and neither do the 2 children. So why do you have to say anything about compensation? Finally, if you really feel guilty, if you really feel that you've let me down, and Su Peijian feels that she's let me down, then what you can do is to stay away from us, and further away. Understand? Su Qinghui saw that she was about to turn around and leave. He stepped forward and grabbed her arm. He was very flustered, suddenly very flustered. He understood that Li Qianxue suddenly wanted to draw a line with him. Qianxue, you know that's impossible. Yusin and Qingsheng are both my children. How can I stay away? You still have Su Peijian, but I only have Qingsheng and Yusin. Li Qianxue refused. I don't want to stop you from accepting the 2 children, but from what you said just now, you've clearly made a choice. You made the same choice as you did 20 years ago. If that's the case, what else do I have to say to you? I didn't. Su Qinghui held her shoulder. You can't accuse me like this. I didn't think that way, and I didn't choose that way. No? Then why did you tell me just now that Peijian is a good child? If she's a good child, then what about my 2 children? I didn't mean that. I just wanted to tell you that Peijian has really changed. Besides, you've raised her for so long. You should know her character. Yes, I've raised her for so long, but I can't see through her when I'm in the middle. Just like how I thought you were an honest person before. But what about your character? So what? Qianxue, it's not fair to me for you to treat me like this. I was just impulsive back then, and I regretted it afterward. For the first time, Su Qinghui dissected his heart in front of her. I was a little angry at that time, but after that I regretted it. I really regretted it. It wasn't just because he regretted divorcing Li Qianxue. For the past 20 years, whenever he thought about it, there wasn't a time when he didn't regret it. At first it was impulsive, but later it was unclear. When he wanted to say it, he couldn't say it anymore. He couldn't explain these things to Li Qianxue. He also couldn't tell her that he had long given up on revenge. Chapter 725. Impulse was the devil. Now Su Qinghui had fully understood this sentence. At that time, he was indeed impulsive. Later, he wanted to explain his incompetence. During the process, he was afraid that others would see through him. Even though he knew that he felt guilty towards Su Qingsheng, he didn't dare to show too much intimacy. All of this was his fault. He couldn't say more to defend himself. His voice became very soft, and there was a hint of helplessness in his bitterness. I really just did it on impulse. Li Qianxue looked at him and found that she was a little out of control. This wasn't good. She still remembered and was still conflicted, which meant that she hadn't let go. She had to learn to let go. The wind seemed to be colder. Li Qianxue looked at Su Qinghui and took a step back. It is said that the feelings between men and women are also caused by impulse. Li Qinshua's voice was very soft. She looked at him with a slightly cold gaze. Because of impulse, I fell in love with someone. Because of impulse, I wanted to get someone. After getting him, I realized that impulse really hurt people. She used his words to counter him. Su Qinghui's hand relaxed just like that. Li Qinshu took another big step back. As soon as she turned around, a gust of wind blew over. Li Qinshu's footsteps paused for a moment. In that instant, big drops of rain fell from above her head. She stood on the side of the road, and there was nowhere to hide. Of course, Su Qinghui saw it too. In a short while, he quickly took off his suit jacket and covered her head. It's raining very heavily. Let me send you to the car first. There was no umbrella now, and the car wasn't here. If she refused again, she was afraid that she would be completely wet. Li Qinshua's body didn't move, and her back was stiff. Su Qinghui looked at her with a slightly helpless expression. Would you rather get sick than accept my help? Yes. Li Qinshu nodded. I'd rather get sick than accept your help. The atmosphere was stagnant, and the rain outside was getting heavier and heavier. Su Qinghui felt helpless and sighed softly. Why do you have to do this? If you get wet and get sick, won't you worry the old master? Even if you accept my help this time, so what? Of course, what would happen? Li Qinshu wanted to say, but the rain above her head was indeed getting heavier. Su Qinghui covered her head with his suit jacket. Most of his body was already wet. Li Qinshu still wanted to say something, but Su Qinghui walked to her side and gently touched her with his shoulder. Let's go. If the rain gets any heavier, we won't be able to leave. Li Qinshu's footsteps were very slow, but she was led forward by him. The rain was getting heavier and heavier, and Su Qinghui was almost completely soaked. Li Qinshu's upper body was protected by him and covered with a suit, so she didn't get wet at all. However, the high heels on her feet affected her speed, especially when going up and down the stairs. Su Qinghui used his shoulder as support. He held the corner of his suit jacket with one hand and held her shoulder with the other, so that she wouldn't fall. When Su Qinghui's shoulder touched her, Li Qinshu's body stiffened for a moment. His scent was still on the jacket, a scent she was all too familiar with. Realizing that she was distracted, Li Qinshu quickened her pace. Get in the car. Su Qinghui's car was parked opposite the hotel. He opened the car door. It was too late for Li Qinshu to retreat. She could only get in the car. Her head wasn't much wet, but her body and feet were wet. Su Qinghui kept his suit jacket on her head, so that she wouldn't be drenched in the rain. Su Qinghui was completely drenched. He closed the car door and quickly went around to the other side to get in the car. He opened the locker in front of him, took out a clean towel, and handed it to Li Qinshu. You can wipe it. No need. She sat there and didn't want to take it. You can use it yourself. Wipe the water off your body. I'll send you home. Su Qinghui was very stubborn. He put the towel in Li Qinshu's hand, took out a tissue on the table, and casually wiped the water off his face. Li Qinshu looked at him, and her gaze fell on the towel in her hand. She wasn't actually very wet. Just now, Su Qinghui was blocking the direction of the wind, so the rain fell on him. She casually wiped herself twice and handed the towel back to Su Qinghui. Thank you. Su Qinghui took the towel from her hand and thanked her. Li Qinshu frowned slightly. He was the one who gave her the towel. She used it, and he was thanking her? Su Qinghui dried his hair. It was actually very wet. It was really uncomfortable. He glanced at Li Qinshu. It takes at least an hour and a half to drive back to the Li family. Why don't you go to my place? You can take a shower and change your clothes? Su Qinghui? My company is nearby Shengda Garden. Do you remember it? I've been living there for more than a year. If you don't have time to send me home, I can ask Xiao Zhao to pick me up. Qinshu, I don't want to do anything to you. I just want to tell you that it's only 10 minutes from here to Shengda Garden. Even if you ask Xiao Zhao to pick you up, it'll take you an hour and a half to get back to the Li family. Are you sure you want to wear these wet clothes for an hour and a half? Li Qinshu was silent. She was a little misophobic. It was fine if her upper body was clean, Her pants were all stuck to her body because of the rain, and her shoes were also wet. She felt very uncomfortable. Don't worry, it's just a matter of taking a shower and changing clothes. Su Qinghui saw that Li Qianxue still wanted to refuse, so he couldn't help but add, I don't want you to catch a cold. This sudden concern made Li Qianxue's face darken. Before she could say anything, Su Qinghui had already started the car. She wanted to stop him, but she couldn't say it. The rain was very heavy. Even with the windshield wipers on, the road ahead couldn't be seen clearly. Su Qinghui's car was very slow. It wasn't the evening rush hour yet, and there were many cars on the road in Lin City. There were several buildings in this area that were built by the Li family back then. 2 of them were built by her and Su Qinghui together. Su Qinghui's car turned a corner in front of him. He glanced at her from the corner of his eye and followed her line of sight to see the buildings in front of him, including the building at the end of the road. The neighborhood he was living in now, Shengda Garden. There's a new school next to Shengda Garden, and the price has increased a lot. Second-hand houses are in high demand. His voice made Li Qianxue turn her gaze to look at him. Su Qinghui was focused on driving and didn't seem to notice her gaze. I still remember that you and I worked overtime for many days for this Shengda Garden. Li Qianxue didn't say anything, but she naturally remembered. She wouldn't deny her cooperation with Su Qinghui in business. She also wouldn't deny that Su Qinghui, who was serious about his work and always had a good eye, really made her heart flutter at that time. She still remembered that the land in Shengda Garden wasn't big back then. After calculating the green rate and floor area ratio, the neighborhood wasn't big enough. At that time, the housing prices in Lin City had just begun to rise. The planning department and the development department wanted to build single apartments, small apartments. One had to know that in those years, single apartments were also very popular. But Su Qinghui didn't agree. He led his people to investigate the surrounding environment, did interviews, and submitted a report. He said that there were several schools in this area. There were primary schools, middle schools, and international kindergartens. In the future, there would definitely be many young couples who wanted to buy houses in this area. Of course, young people and investors would buy single apartments, but those who were more capable and could continue to stay were definitely young couples with children. At that time, there was no concept of so-called school district housing, but Su Qinghui stood his ground and resisted the pressure of the board of directors. Through hard work, he bought a piece of land next to it, and that was how the current Shengda Tea Garden came into being. Not long after the market opened, the concept of school district housing began to appear, and Su Qinghui only asked people to publicize in this direction. Sure enough, it didn't take long for the concept of school district housing to appear. Especially after the third high school near Shengda had a few top students in the college entrance examination, it was hard to find a house in Shengda. There were even people and relatives of the Li family who came to buy houses. At that time, Li Qianxue was one of the few people who supported Su Qinghui. Her recognition of his work ability made her put aside her prejudices and accept every decision he made. During that time, Su Qinghui was responsible for doing the outside work well and solving the outside problems. And she was responsible for solving the opposition within the company. Under such sincere cooperation, it could be considered one of the few times they got along very well. No, it wasn't just that time. For a long time, as long as the two of them didn't get involved in family matters, if they only talked about the company, the atmosphere between the two of them could be considered good. The sound of the rain was very loud, and the car was very quiet. Li Qianxue didn't respond to Su Qinghui's words. She thought that perhaps she had defined it wrong from the beginning. Su Qinghui would be a very good collaborator and work partner, but he might not be a very good husband or a qualified father. She should have understood this back then. If that was the case, their ending might be different now. Qianxue, we're here. While she was distracted, the car had already stopped in the underground parking lot where Su Qinghui lived. Li Qianxue got out of the car and looked at the environment in front of her. They had participated in the design of the building and the design of the building at that time. She was the one who had decided on this apartment because it faced the artificial lake in the middle of the neighborhood. From afar, she could see a park in front. During the divorce, she had given this apartment to Su Qinghui in order to get him to sign it quickly. She didn't expect him to live here. She thought that with his pride, he wouldn't be willing to live in the apartment she gave him. You like this neighborhood very much. Do you still remember it? Su Qinghui led her in the direction of the elevator. His voice was gentle, and she could faintly hear a trace of nostalgia. Li Qianxue looked at her high heels that were wet by the rain, and didn't respond to his words. In her heart, she had already vaguely guessed why Su Qinghui lived here. Li Qianxue had many properties under her name, but the apartment she left behind in Shengda Garden was a little different. She had personally participated in the renovation of this apartment, and it was designed according to her preferences. At that time, she liked this floor and this apartment design very much. She had planned to give this apartment to Su Yusin as a birthday present, so she put more effort into it than other places. The sound of the elevator reminded her that she was distracted again. The stickiness on her body made her very uncomfortable. She stepped out of the elevator with a cold face. Su Qinghui looked at her and didn't say anything. He calmly opened the door with his fingerprint lock and motioned for Li Qianxue to enter. Li Qianxue took a look at the door. The furniture was still the same as what she had originally picked. It was also very clean. It wasn't to the extent of being devoid of life, but it wasn't like a normal single apartment, which always looked messy. Su Qinghui entered the door one step ahead of her. He casually threw his coat on the porch. You should take a shower first. He found a new pair of slippers, a bath towel and toiletries. No one has used the guest bathroom. You can take a shower there. He said this because he was afraid that Li Qianxue would mind. Li Qianxue glanced at him and didn't say anything. Or, would you prefer to take a bath in the bathroom in the master bedroom? As if realizing that his words could easily be misunderstood, Su Qinghui added, I don't really use the bathtub, but I have asked the auntie to disinfect and clean it regularly. Most of Li Qianxue's body was sticky and wet, so naturally, it was uncomfortable. She usually liked to take a bath at home. It was a rare time of day for her to relax. Come with me. Su Qinghui seemed to know what she was thinking. He, who knew her habits very well, quickly went to the master bedroom. Li Qianxue took 2 steps and stood there with some hesitation. Su Qinghui came out very quickly. The water is ready. You can go take a shower first. Li Qianxue glanced at him and didn't refuse. She turned around and went to the bathroom. The master bedroom was very clean and tidy. The quilt was folded neatly, and there was a book on the bedside. The room wasn't big, but it was filled with Su Qinghui's scent. At this moment, Li Qianxue regretted it. She couldn't help but walk out. She wanted to go to the guest bathroom outside and take a quick shower. However, as soon as she walked out, she saw Su Qinghui's back as he entered the guest bathroom. Li Qianxue stood there and didn't move. After thinking for a while, she continued. The jacuzzi was very big, and she had chosen it. The warm water washed over her body, eliminating most of the discomfort of being drenched in the rain. Li Qianxue closed her eyes. Her body was comfortable, but her heart began to feel annoyed. She must have gone crazy today to follow Su Qinghui home. She even took a bath in his bathroom. However, when Li Qianxue saw Su Qinghui say to her, I don't want you to catch a cold, she inexplicably agreed. Thinking of this, Li Qianxue couldn't even feel at ease taking a bath. The annoyance in her heart increased. This bath was very long. After half an hour, Li Qianxue finally cleaned herself up. She put on the bathrobe that Su Qinghui had prepared, tied the belt tightly, and checked it again and again. Li Qianxue decided to go out and get her phone to call Xiao Zhao. He should still be waiting for her near the hotel banquet hall. She asked him to bring her a set of clothes. She just left the room. Before she could get her phone, she saw Su Qinghui's figure coming out of the kitchen. You're done bathing. Just in time. Let's eat something. In front of her, Su Qinghui was wearing a suit of home clothes. He came out of the kitchen with a bowl in his hand. Chapter 726. You didn't eat anything at night before you left. You should eat something. Li Qianxue stood there without moving and watched Su Qinghui put the bowl on the dining table. She smelled the faint aroma of food in the air. Her lips pursed into a straight line. Su Qinghui knew how to cook? Her hand was still hanging above her bag. The bag was already wet, and there were still water droplets on it. She retracted her fingertips and looked at Su Qinghui. He had just taken a shower, and his hair was still a little damp. He put the bowl in his hand on the dining table, turned around, and went to the kitchen again. Li Qianxue stood there and watched him bring out another bowl. It was only then that she saw clearly that the bowl was filled with noodles. "Come over and eat," Su Qinghui called her. Li Qianxue stood there without moving. She took out her phone again and planned to call Xiao Zhao. "Do you want Xiao Zhao to buy you clothes? Even if he comes over, he won't be so fast, right? Or are you afraid that I'll poison the noodles?" Su Qinghui's self-deprecation didn't get Li Qianxue's praise. She stood there with a cold face and insisted on calling Xiao Zhao. No one answered. She didn't give up and called again, but still no one answered. Li Qianxue wanted to curse. Every time at a critical moment, Xiao Zhao would drop the ball. "Let's eat. Aren't you hungry?" Su Qinghui called her again. "If you don't come over and eat, the noodles will be cold." Li Qianxue stood there without moving. Her lips were tightly pursed, forming a cold straight line. Holding the phone, she called Xiao Zhao again. Before the phone was picked up, Su Qinghui had already walked in front of her, took the phone away, and put it aside. "It's just a bowl of noodles. You don't have to be so nervous, do you?" Before Li Qianxue could react, he had already led her to the dining table, pulled out a chair, and asked her to sit down. In front of her was a bowl of steaming noodles. She smelled the aroma of the food as soon as she sat down. The noodles were beef noodles. Thinly sliced marinated beef, with vegetables underneath, and a layer of chopped green onions. It looked very delicious. Li Qianxue sat still until Su Qinghui stuffed a pair of chopsticks into her hand. "Don't worry, it's really not poisoned." Li Qianxue held the chopsticks in her hand, and her body was a little stiff. Su Qinghui had already turned to the other side and sat down. Seeing that she was still in a daze, he looked up and asked, "Are you really not hungry?" Li Qianxue wanted to say that she wasn't hungry, but at that moment, her stomach let out a loud growl. She didn't look good. She had a meeting at noon, so she didn't feel like eating after lunch. In the evening, she went to the banquet hall. Before she had time to eat, she ran into Su Qinghui and left early. "Let's eat. It shouldn't taste bad." Li Qianxue was quite picky about what she ate. Although the Li family usually focused on bland food, the more bland the food was, the more it showed the chef's skills. Preserving the original flavor of food was much more difficult to make than heavy oil and spicy food. She didn't want to eat it at first, but in the current situation, it didn't seem to make a difference whether she ate it or not. She went to Su Qinghui's house, took a shower, and then had dinner. Li Qianxue didn't think too much about it. She picked up some noodles with her chopsticks and tasted it. She was stunned for a moment after taking a bite. The taste was indeed good. Cooking noodles seemed easy, but in fact a little more or a little less heat would affect the taste of the noodles. She couldn't help but look up at Su Qinghui. He focused on eating the noodles. Occasionally, he raised his head and suddenly smiled when his eyes met hers. "Is it bad?" Li Qianxue didn't say anything. She really couldn't say that such noodles tasted bad. After all, it wasn't bad. The bowl was a big one, and she didn't have a big appetite. After eating half of it, she put down her chopsticks. In fact, she didn't eat much at night. Su Qinghui had a good appetite. He finished all the noodles. He found that she still had half a bowl left. He didn't force her to eat. Instead, he took her bowl and started eating. Li Qianxue's expression was a little bad. "I've eaten this before." "I know. Why are you still eating if you know?" Li Qianxue looked at Su Qinghui and picked up the chopsticks. The pair of chopsticks was used by her. "It's not good to waste food." Su Qinghui's words made Li Qianxue don't know what to say for a moment. It's not good to waste food? The Li family was considered an aristocratic family. Although Old Master Li had always advocated saving, it was impossible for the kitchen to cook perfectly. Why hadn't Su Qinghui been like this before? Before she could say anything, Su Qinghui had already finished the rest of her noodles. Li Qianxue was very embarrassed. He used the chopsticks she had used to eat the leftover noodles, which made her feel very uncomfortable. She even had a feeling that he did it on purpose to make her feel uncomfortable. Su Qinghui got up, put the bowl in the kitchen and came out. There would naturally be hourly workers to clean up tomorrow. Now he wanted to spend time with Li Qianxue. Li Qianxue went to the living room. She was about to call Xiao Zhao again. Su Qinghui came over and sat down next to her. Aren't you curious about how I know how to cook? Li Qianxue stopped making the phone call. Why should I be curious? But I want to tell you. But I don't want to know. Li Qianxue lowered her head and was about to make another call. Su Qinghui took her phone away again and put it aside. You know what? Ever since I divorced you, I've learned a lot of things. Really? Li Qianxue wasn't in a hurry to snatch the phone back. So, should you thank me for divorcing you? I'm grateful to you, not because you divorced me. Su Qinghui looked at her focused gaze, and he could see her shadow in it. It's because of your tolerance and patience for me all these years. Putting aside the fact that he had replaced Su Qingsang and Su Peijian, Su Qinghui also knew that he had not fulfilled his responsibilities as a husband to Li Qianxue all these years. Only Li Qianxue, who looked smart and capable, was very stubborn when it came to relationships. She knew that he didn't love her, but she still plunged in and endured it for so many years. For more than a year, he had worked hard and tried his best to get close to her. But it didn't change Li Qianxue's opinion of him. It had already made him uncomfortable, painful, and conflicted. But what about Li Qianxue? There were some things that couldn't be thought about. Thinking about it made him feel heart-wrenching pain. Su Qinghui held Li Qianxue's hand and looked at her with a gentle gaze that he had never seen before. I didn't do a good job in the past, whether it's being a husband or a father, but I will work hard in the future. I will be a qualified husband and a qualified father. Qianxue, I don't expect you to give me a chance anymore. It's your freedom to give me a chance or not. I just hope that I can always follow you, accompany you, and help you when you need it. Whether you believe it or not, this is what I hope for now. His grip was slightly tight, and there was a burning warmth in it. In the past, Li Qianxue only hoped that he would have her in his eyes, but she couldn't see her in his eyes. At this moment, she found her in his eyes, and his eyes were filled with her shadow. Li Qianxue felt an electric current pass from his hand to her hand, and then from her hand to her heart. She could clearly hear her heartbeat quicken. She tried to look away, and then she tried to pull back her hand. However, there was only Su Qinghui's serious face in front of her. I love you. I'm willing to use the rest of my life to fulfill my determination. I'll let you know that I'm serious. Qianxue, please believe me. I really love you. The living room was very quiet. Even at this age, Li Qianxue had pitifully little experience in love. All her experience in love came from Su Qinghui. Her silent reaction was not within Su Qinghui's expectations. He thought that she didn't believe him, and he didn't intend to say more. It was better to do more than to say more. He would definitely show it to him. Qianxue, just watch me in the future. Li Qianxue hadn't recovered from that realization. Her phone suddenly rang. It was a call from Xiao Zhao. Li Qianxue quickly retracted her hand and sat up straight. Her face was cold. It's useless. I don't need your company, and I won't need your help. Qianxue? Li Qianxue didn't look at him and picked up the phone. Madam, where are you? Xiao Zhao had just gone to the toilet. When he came back, he found that there were many missed calls on his hand. It's still raining heavily. Are you still in the banquet hall? Do you want me to drive to the door to pick you up? No need. I'm not in the hotel now. Come to Shengda Garden to pick me up. Shengda Garden. Xiao Zhao looked confused. Why did you go to Shengda Garden? Yes. Li Qianxue didn't want to explain further. When you come over, bring me a set of clothes. Clothes? Are your clothes wet? Yes. Li Qianxue looked at the time. There should be a department store nearby that's not closed yet. Come pick me up after you buy some clothes. Drive the car directly to the underground parking lot of Building 8. Okay, I got it. Xiao Zhao hung up the phone. Li Qianxue found that Su Qinghui had gone to the kitchen at some point. When he came out again, He was holding a glass of juice in his hand. Cherry juice. You'll like it. Li Qianxue looked at the glass of juice and didn't reach out. She looked up at Su Qinghui with undisguised displeasure in her eyes. Su Qinghui, don't do these things. It's useless. Qianxue. Whether you learn to cook or learn anything, it has nothing to do with me. Li Qianxue's voice was cold. I don't want to know, and I don't care. Of course, if you are willing to stay away from me in the future, I think I will be more grateful to you. The only thing I need you to do is to stay away from me and don't appear in front of me again. Okay, I got it. Su Qinghui nodded, but he still placed the glass of juice in her hand. However, I can't stay away from you now. After all, you're at my house. You, drink it. I don't think you ate much for dinner. Su Qinghui pulled her hand and let her take the glass of juice. I squeezed it just now and put it in the fridge. It's just right to drink now. Li Qianxue held the glass of cold cherry juice and looked at Su Qinghui. In the end, she couldn't help but say, it seems that after leaving the Li Corporation, you're getting worse and worse. Not only do you have time to cook, but you also have time to do these things. It's not too bad. Su Qinghui smiled. Actually, I would have done it before the divorce. I just didn't spend time on it. After all, the Li family wasn't a place where he needed to do anything. Good disguise. He clearly knew how to do it, but he pretended not to. She had really been fooled by him for so many years. Qianxue, if it weren't for the fact that you can't control the weather, I would have reason to suspect that even if it didn't rain today, you would have found a way to bring me here. Right? Qianxue, I'm not that cunning. Yes, you're not that cunning. You just have a way to deceive me and take revenge on me. Qianxue. All right. I don't want to talk to you. Now either you go away, or I go away. Su Qinghui looked at her side profile. In the end, he couldn't say that he didn't want to go away. In the end, he could only stand up and return to his room. Not long after Su Qinghui returned to his room, Xiao Zhao came. He was carrying a few bags in his hand. Other than high-end custom-made clothes, Li Qianxue also had a few brands that she liked. Xiao Zhao was her chauffeur. Every time she went shopping, he would help her carry the bags. A few of the shop assistants at the counter knew him. Without needing him to say anything, they directly matched a set of clothes and sent it to Li Qianxue. Wait for me for a while. I'll change and go home. Li Qianxue changed her clothes and came out. She found that Su Qinghui had also left the room. Seeing her come out, Su Qinghui's face was a little disappointed. You're leaving? Li Qianxue didn't even look at Su Qinghui. She just walked forward. Qianxue. When Li Qianxue heard this, she left without looking back. Su Qinghui stood there and watched her back disappear behind the door. He turned around and saw the glass of juice on the coffee table. However, he didn't drink a single mouthful. It was still full. Su Qinghui took a step forward and picked up the glass of cherry juice to take a sip. He had clearly tasted it before. It was sweet. Now that he drank it again, it felt extremely bitter. When Li Qianxue entered the venue, she saw a few familiar faces. Today was the Top 10 Youth Award ceremony in Lin City. She was invited to be the presenter. With her status in Lin City, she was indeed very suitable. The Li family never minded promoting new people. Hua Jinyao and Qiu Yanba were among the top 10 youth last year. She had glanced at this year's top 10 youth before. She found that other than Wang Tao and Wei Ting, she didn't know any of the rest. It was normal for Wang Tao to be chosen first. As the president of Tianyu Group in Lin City, he represented the direction of Tianyu Group's decision-making. He was worthy of this award. However, she didn't expect Wei Ting to win this award as well. It surprised her a little. After entering the door, her seat was at the front. Coincidentally, she saw a few familiar faces. Li Junsheng, Chief Zhou, Chief Chen, Chief Gao, and Secretary Li were all old acquaintances. After greeting the leaders, she sat down on the seat with her nameplate. As she sat down, she also saw that the seat next to hers was Su Qinghui's. Li Qianxue's face darkened when she saw those 3 words. It was true that he was everywhere. Chapter 727. That day, Su Qinghui took her to his apartment. Although he didn't do anything to her, the words he said to her successfully made her have a dream that night. In her dream, Su Qinghui's voice echoed over and over again. Qianxue, watch me in the future. Qianxue, I love you. Qianxue, let me stay with you. Li Qianxue closed her eyes and shook off the nightmare of that night. Yes, that's right. To her, it was a nightmare. Li Qianxue rubbed her temples. The last person she wanted to see right now was probably Su Qinghui. When she found that no one was paying attention to her, she picked up Su Qinghui's business card and moved to the seat next to hers. She didn't want to sit with Su Qinghui, not at all. However, just as she was about to put Su Qinghui's name tag on the leader's seat, the name tag in her hand was gently taken away. Li Qianxue's heart skipped a beat. She suddenly felt like she had been caught red-handed. He looked at the newcomer awkwardly. Su Qinghui stood next to her, holding a name tag in one hand and leaning his other hand on the table, looking at her. He curled his lips and looked at her with a faint smile. Li Qianxue's face was inexplicably hot. Give it back. Give it back to you. Su Qinghui looked at the name on it. Are you sure? Before Li Qianxue could finish her sentence, Su Qinghui suddenly approached her and said, Qianxue, I really didn't know that you still. Li Qianxue heard the unfinished meaning in his words and blushed for a moment. She was half angry, half annoyed. She tried her best to resist the urge to snatch the name tag from Su Qinghui's hand, but her expression was quite unsightly. You're overthinking. I just wanted to put the name tag back on. Yes. Su Qinghui nodded. Not only did he not deny her words, but he also followed her words and said, You even want to correct my name tag when you see it is crooked. I really didn't think too much. There was a hint of a smile in his voice. Li Qianxue had never seen this side of Su Qinghui. For a moment, she didn't know whether to be angry or angry. Su Qinghui. I understand even if you don't explain. As Su Qinghui spoke, he calmly put the nameplate away. Of course, he placed it in its original position. His business card was right next to Li Qianxue. Just this knowledge alone made him a lot happier. He was a little surprised. After all, he was not a kid in his 20s. How could he be satisfied so easily? By the time Li Qianxue realized what was going on, Su Qinghui had already sat down with a faint smile on his face. That smile made Li Qianxue feel that it was inexplicably dazzling. Just as she was about to say something, Wei Ting stood in front of her. Qianxue, I'm so happy. You know what? You're the one who's giving me the award today. Really? Li Qianxue didn't expect that she would be the one to present the award to Wei Ting. Then congratulations in advance. Thank you. With a smile on his face, Wei Ting leaned forward a little more. Qianxue, the person who presented the award to me was you. This is what makes me happy. As for the prize, I don't really care. As he spoke, he glanced at Su Qinghui with a hint of pride in his eyes. Su Qinghui was as still as a mountain, sitting calmly in his seat. Su Qinghui naturally noticed Wei Ting's provocative gaze. President Su is here today too? Wei Ting seemed to have just noticed him. What a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Su Qinghui's voice was indifferent. I happen to be one of the presenters today. Since it was the top 10 young men, there were naturally 10 presenters. Su Qinghui's tone didn't change, but the meaning revealed in his eyes made Wei Ting's pride dissipate a little. He was here to present the award, and he was here to receive the award. What was there to be proud of? President Su is old, so naturally, he can only do things like presenting the award. After all, with President Su's age, he has nothing to do with young people. Right. Indeed, it has nothing to do with young people. Su Qinghui nodded and didn't intend to refute his words. So President Wei wants to ask, is Qianxue also old? I didn't mean that. Wei Ting quickly looked at Li Qianxue, his face a little nervous. Li Qianxue already despised his young age. If she misunderstood him like this, it would be even worse. Li Qianxue had a headache. Before she could say anything, the main leader had already entered, and the venue was much livelier than before. President Wei. Su Qinghui's voice was very indifferent. It's about to start. Your seat seems to be over there. Qianxue, I really didn't mean that. Wei Ting didn't want to leave. He still wanted to explain to Li Qianxue clearly. I know. Go and sit down first. Wei Ting saw that Li Qianxue really didn't look like she was going to be angry, so he was more or less relieved. However, in order to celebrate my award, why don't we have dinner together tonight? We'll see. Promise me first. Wei Ting looked aggrieved. Look, I won another award. And you're the one who gave me the award. Isn't this fate destined by the heavens? Such fate is worth eating to celebrate, right? Wei Ting. It's decided. I'll come back later to confirm the time with you. Before Li Qianxue could say anything, Wei Ting had already turned around and walked towards his seat. Su Chenghui sat at the side and heard the conversation between the two of them clearly. He curled his lips slightly and turned his face to look at Li Qianxue. Do you really like such an unsteady and immature young man? This doesn't seem to have anything to do with you. Of course it has something to do with me. Su Chenghui tilted his body and got closer and closer to her. If you like this kind of person, I can only be wronged for a while. Let me become like this, an immature and unsteady young man. Su Chenghui. Li Qianxue turned her head and could see Su Chenghui's enlarged face in front of her. She looked at the light in his eyes expressionlessly. First, Wei Ting isn't what you said. He also has a mature and steady side. Second, whether I like a person or not has nothing to do with his personality. But there's one thing I'm very clear about. What? I definitely won't like someone who cheats people's feelings. Su Chenghui suddenly fell silent because of her words. Li Qianxue felt that the world was quiet. She sat up straight and looked ahead. Su Chenghui and Li Qianxue had been to the top 10 youth award ceremony more than once. The process was similar every year. The leader's speech was the theme of this year's award ceremony. Each young man who won the award went on stage to receive the award, and then gave an acceptance speech. Li Qianxue glanced at the time, and saw that everyone had about 10 minutes. Wei Ting was the 7th, and Wang Tao was behind him. After she flipped through the award catalog and their usual deeds, she found that Su Chenghui had sat down in his seat. She glanced at him, and didn't quite understand what he was doing at such a time. However, Li Qianxue soon found out. When it was Wei Ting's turn, the host first read out Wei Ting's name, and then introduced what he had done. Finally, the host began to announce, "Now let's invite the president of Qianhui Limited Company, Mr. Su Chenghui, to present the award to the winners." Li Qianxue was about to stand up, but the introduction made her stop in her tracks. She turned to look at Su Chenghui. He received her gaze and smiled at her. Then he stood up and walked to the stage. Li Qianxue looked at his back and thought about what Su Chenghui had done just now. Could it be that he didn't want her to go on stage to present the award to Wei Ting? So he deliberately changed the award presenter to him? As soon as this thought came to mind, Li Qianxue almost immediately wanted to deny it. Would Su Chenghui be such a childish person? Thinking about his age and his usual personality, Li Qianxue really couldn't figure it out. When Wei Ting heard that the award presenter was Su Chenghui, his expression changed slightly, but only for a moment. He was on stage and was broadcasting live to all the people of Lin City. Su Chenghui went on stage and walked in front of Wei Ting calmly. He picked up the red ribbon from the etiquette lady and was about to put it on Wei Ting. But Wei Ting didn't lower his head cooperatively. He looked at Su Chenghui with a flash of hostility in his eyes. "President Su, you seem to be the next award presenter, right?" His voice was very soft, but the hostility in his gaze only increased. In order to coincide with the award ceremony, exciting music sounded in the hall. Su Chenghui raised the ribbon high, with a faint smile on his face. President Wei's main point today is to receive the award. It doesn't seem to matter who will present the award to you, right? His voice was also very soft. The people below the stage could only see the two of them smiling harmoniously. Wei Ting gritted his teeth and glared at Su Chenghui with ridicule in his eyes. "President Su, it doesn't seem to make sense for you to be jealous. After all, you're already divorced. Isn't that right? You can get back together after a divorce, but someone like President Wei probably won't have a chance." When Su Chenghui spoke, he didn't need Wei Ting to lower his head and helped him put on the ribbon. Now that there were so many people, even if Wei Ting was unwilling, he could only squeeze out a smile. Don't be smug. I'm still young. It's not up to you to decide whether I have a chance or not. Indeed. Su Qinghui turned around and took the golden trophy and certificate from the etiquette lady. He placed them in Wei Ting's hands. After all, even if I divorce Qianxue, we still have 2 children. My relationship with her can't be broken, but it's much more difficult for you to establish a relationship with her. Wei Ting's expression finally cracked a little. Just as he was about to change his expression, Su Qinghui had already stood to the side. Countless cameras were aimed at the 2 of them. Su Qinghui was calm and composed while Wei Ting. When the news came out in the newspapers and on the internet the next day, everyone thought that Wei Ting's slightly distorted face was too excited. Yes, that's right, if that expression was excitement. After Su Qinghui presented the award to Wei Ting, he returned to his seat. Wei Ting still had to give an acceptance speech, so he couldn't leave so quickly. When Su Qinghui walked to his seat and sat down, he found that Li Qianxue was staring at his face. I didn't know that you had such a trick up your sleeve. You're welcome. Su Qinghui glanced at her with a gentle gaze. The host and I happen to have a little friendship. I said that Wei Ting and I are very good friends, and I hope to have this honor. He helped me change it without thinking. Not to mention the host, even the organizers and sponsors knew him. If he wanted to change the position of the award presenter, it would be a matter of minutes. Li Qianxue wasn't one of the spectators who didn't know what was going on. She saw that Wei Ting's expression was a little strange just now. What did you say to Wei Ting? I didn't say anything. Why? Do you feel sorry for him? Su Qinghui, is it interesting? It wasn't that Su Qinghui couldn't hear the mockery in Li Qianxue's words, but he still nodded seriously. It's interesting because I don't like him. If you want to give him an award, even if it's just a normal relationship, I'll be jealous. Crazy. Li Qianxue turned her face away from him. Su Qinghui didn't mind expressing himself more clearly. Qianxue, don't you understand? Because I love you. No matter what man or what kind of man approaches you, I'll be unhappy. I know that I don't have the right to stop you from accepting a new relationship, but I really can't just watch you get closer and closer to another man, and your relationship gets better and better. Su Qinghui, I'm afraid you're crazy, right? Yes. I'm crazy. I'm crazy for you. Let me remind you, we're already divorced. Yes. So I'm trying my best to move you now, to let you know and believe in my feelings. Li Qianxue felt that she couldn't communicate with him anymore. At this time, it was Wang Tao's turn to receive the award. Li Qianxue's order was changed by Su Qinghui. She got up and went to the stage. Su Qinghui looked at her back, his eyes filled with love. As if sensing his gaze, Li Qianxue walked even faster. Su Qinghui was left behind with a bitter smile because of her actions. There was still a long way to go. He would not give up. He would work hard and strive to move her one day. After the award ceremony ended, Li Qianxue got up and went to the bathroom. When she came back, she was blocked by Wei Ting. He looked at her, and there was a hint of grievance on his sunny and handsome face. Qianxue, do you hate me that much? The corner of Li Qianxue's mouth twitched. Wei Ting, what are you doing? Although they were at the corner of the corridor, there might be people passing by. If you don't hate me, why didn't you go on stage and give me the award? Wei Ting, do you know how sad I was when I saw that the person on stage wasn't you? The aggrieved expression on Wei Ting's face became more and more obvious. For a moment, Li Qianxue had a feeling that the person in front of her was a child who wanted candy, but couldn't get it. I'm really sad. Wei Ting took a step forward to hold her hand. Although the Top 10 Youth Award is not a particularly important award to me, if you were to give me the award at such an important moment, it would definitely make today's time more memorable. Stop. Li Qianxue wasn't affected by his words at all. Are you done? No. Wei Ting shook his head. I'm not done. Qianxue, I just want to say that you can't treat me like this. Wei Ting, you seem to have made a mistake. What? I don't have that kind of relationship with you, do I? Although we aren't now, we can develop into one in the future. Don't you think so? Wei Ting, isn't it too early for us to discuss this now? It's not early. Let's discuss it slowly. There will be a result soon. Wei Ting seemed to have thought of something and suddenly changed the topic. Don't tell me you still want to get back together with Su Qinghui? Wei Ting, my business with you has nothing to do with Su Qinghui. If you don't want to get back together with him, why do you always reject me? Wei Ting. Li Qianxue felt tired explaining her relationship with Su Qinghui. She didn't intend to say more. Anyway, it's impossible for me and Su Qinghui, and it's impossible for me and you. Understand? I don't understand. Wei Ting shook his head. It's impossible for you and Su Qinghui, but Su Qinghui said that you have 2 children. Is there an unbreakable bond between the 2 of you? Do you know how angry I was when I heard him say that? You can't even be happy after winning an award. Su Qinghui, how could he say such a thing? Li Qianxue frowned. Wei Ting, I'm telling you very seriously. You don't have to take what Su Qinghui said to heart. But this only means that I have nothing to do with him, and nothing to do with you. It's impossible for me to follow you. So please make way first. I'm leaving. As she spoke, she walked out. Wei Ting followed behind her with a very aggrieved expression. He wanted to say something several times but hesitated, trying to persuade Li Qianxue. However, Li Qianxue was unmoved. The 2 of them walked a little faster. In addition, they were both preoccupied with their own thoughts, so they didn't notice that someone at the door of the bathroom behind the corner had heard their conversation. It was night, at the Luo family in Lin City. What do you mean really divorced? Luo Cheng looked at his son Luo Lai. For a moment, he didn't understand why Luo Lai told him this. What are you trying to say? I want to say, haven't we heard it before? Li Qianxue of the Li family divorced Su Qinghui. It's true. Luo Cheng didn't say anything. He had also heard about Su Qinghui and Li Qianxue's divorce. However, recently, not only had they worked together on a project, but they were also attending the award ceremony together. Many people from the aristocratic families in Lin City thought that they were probably going to get back together. I used to think it was a rumor, but now I know it's true. And Dad, do you know? I heard it very clearly today. Li Qianxue said that it's impossible for her and Su Qinghui to get back together. What are you trying to say? Luo Cheng listened for a long time, but he didn't understand what Luo Lai was trying to say. Luo Yu, who was sitting next to Luo Lai, also looked at Luo Lai in confusion. Yes, brother, what are you trying to say? I want to say that Wei Ting looks too young. Li Qianxue definitely won't choose him. Since Su Qinghui can't get back together with her, it means that Su Qinghui has no chance. This way they won't have a chance. Dad, won't you have a chance? There was silence in the living room. Luo Cheng looked at his son. What do you mean? Dad, you still don't understand? I told you to pursue Li Qianxue, and you'll be with Li Qianxue. Luo Lai, brother? 2 gazes landed on Luo Lai. Luo Lai looked at his father and sister. Dad, Mom has been gone for so many years. You should have found one by now. Isn't this an opportunity just right? Think about it, who is Li Qianxue? The current president of the Li Corporation. She holds nearly half of the Li Corporation's shares. With such astonishing wealth and status, if you really get together with her, wouldn't it be a great thing for us? Luo Lai, Dad, let me finish. In the past, our status in Lin City couldn't compare to the Li family, and there were also a few old families like the Qiu family. Now, ever since that woman Luo Maishan offended Hu Jinniao, our family has been in an even worse state. Look, when they were enjoying themselves, we had nothing to do with them. Now that something has happened to them, we're implicated? How can there be such a thing? Luo Lai's words made Luo Cheng and Luo Yu fall silent. They were the second family of the Luo family in Lin City. The first family was Luo Ming, who was also Luo Maishan's father. The first family had inherited most of the shares of Luoxing department store. Their status was no longer comparable. Who knew that the first family would be so stupid as to offend a formidable enemy like Hu Jinniao? Now, even if the Tianyu group no longer dealt with them, Luoxing department store had already fallen into the hands of the Tianyu group. Luo Ming had tried to make a comeback several times, but because he had offended Hu Jinniao, almost no one in Lin City dared to help them. Their status was already inferior to the other clans, and now it was even more awkward. As for Luo Ming's younger brother, Luo Cheng's family, They were even more embarrassed. Dad, I've decided that you should pursue Li Qianxue and find a way to be with her. Not only will it solve our family's predicament, but it will also stop the people from Tianyu Group and He Jingniao from making things difficult for us. More importantly, we can also get help from the Li family. When that time comes, it will be time for us to stand at the top of Lin City's upper class again. After Luo Lai said this, the living room was silent. Even without him saying it, Luo Cheng and Luo Yu knew what the Luo family was like now. However, brother, that's easy for you to say. How could it be so easy to marry the president of the Li Group? Can it be more difficult than now? Luo Lai felt that it was possible. Dad, little you think about it from another perspective. Why did Li Qianxue divorce him? Su Qinghui must have done something to piss him off. Otherwise, why would Li Qianxue say that they had no chance at all? Also, that Wei Ting looks good, but he's too young and doesn't match Li Qianxue. I thought about it for a long time on the way back just now. I really think this plan is very feasible. Luo Cheng didn't say anything, but Luo Yu was the first to be moved by him. Brother, what you said is really beneficial. After all, even if we can't borrow the Li family's power, it's equivalent to having one less powerful enemy and one more helper. That's what I mean. As Luo Lai spoke, he glanced at Luo Cheng. Besides, Dad, look at you. You don't look any worse than Su Qinghui. Or do you not believe in your own abilities? Of course not. Luo Cheng stood up and thought about Luo Lai's words. Okay, let me think about it. How should I pursue Li Qianxue so that she can give me a chance? Chapter 728. Even if it didn't work out, it wouldn't be bad to leave a good impression in front of Li Qianxue. She was He Jingniao's mother-in-law, and he had a good relationship with her. He didn't believe that He Jingniao would continue to deal with them. Dad, I also thought of another point. Luo Lai was confident. On the way back, he had already thought of it. Su Qinghui offended Li Qianxue and made her divorce him. To women, it's nothing more than a man spending a lot of time outside, or not being gentle and considerate. Dad, after your mother left, you've never accepted a woman approaching you again. In this regard, you're definitely better than other men. As for being gentle and considerate, I believe you can do it too. Luo Cheng didn't say anything. Luo Lai looked at him and added, most importantly, Dad, to be honest, you have another advantage, but you're much better than Su Qinghui. What? Su Qinghui has an illegitimate daughter outside. When Luo Lai said this, the smile on his face widened. In that case, it's definitely impossible for him to be as upright and elegant as he appears on the surface. On the contrary, it's very likely that his private life is quite unbearable. That's right. Luo Yu nodded, and her eyes lit up. That Su Qinghui has an illegitimate daughter. I don't know why in the past, Li Qianxue has been suppressing this matter. Now it seems that they must have fallen out for some reason. Luo Cheng didn't say anything. He did know that Su Qinghui had an illegitimate daughter, in the upper class, who was really cleaner than the other. However, this was indeed a big deal. At least Luo Cheng used to have a good relationship with his wife, and he didn't mess around outside. Thinking of the huge benefits brought by Li Qianxue, and then thinking of Li Qianxue's charming face, Luo Cheng's original 30% interest suddenly turned to 70%. Li Qianxue didn't know that she was being targeted. She was having a headache about how to get rid of Wei Ting, who was almost like a piece of sticky candy. Looking up at Wei Ting, who was sitting opposite her desk, Li Qianxue really felt a headache coming on. Wei Ting, do you know that your behavior has seriously interfered with me? It's okay. You do your thing. I'll do my thing. As Wei Ting spoke, he shook the notebook he brought. Look, I have something to do too. Just do your thing. As he spoke, he got up and walked to the coffee table next to him. It was obvious that he was going to start a fight with Li Qianxue. Li Qianxue's expression was really ugly. She stood up and walked in front of Wei Ting. Wei Ting, don't worry, I really won't bother you. You've already disturbed me. Li Qianxue was not polite at all. Wei Ting, I don't appreciate your actions. I think there's nothing wrong with a man pursuing a woman he likes, but if he loses his sense of propriety, it will only make people feel disgusted. I don't appreciate your behavior, and I won't change my mind to like you just because of it. On the contrary, your current behavior makes me very uncomfortable. You have seriously affected my private life and my work. I want you to leave now, immediately. She had been in power for a long time, so she naturally had the aura of being in power. Such righteous words made Wei Ting's expression become a little awkward. Qianxue, I'm not. I don't care what you think, but I want to tell you that I really don't like what you're doing. Li Qianxue's expression was very cold. Not to mention that we're not boyfriend and girlfriend right now. Even if we are, I want to tell you, no matter what kind of relationship it is, we need to have a sense of propriety and distance. If we lose this sense of propriety and distance, it will only make people uncomfortable. Wei Ting's face was a little gloomy. He put away his notebook and stood up. Looking at the anger on Li Qianxue's face, his expression was a little aggrieved. Qianxue, I'm sorry. Li Qianxue didn't say anything. She really couldn't appreciate such behavior, nor could she accept it. I just heard that Su Qinghui's company has a new cooperation with you. Qianxue, I know that you have an inseparable bond with him. I just want to fight for another chance for myself. If you're so obsessed with me, then I can tell you that you won't have any chance at all. Wei Ting's expression was ugly. He looked at Li Qianxue and nodded heavily. Okay, I understand. He stood up straight and walked in front of Li Qianxue. He looked at her and said, Qianxue, I know that in your heart, you might think that I'm not mature enough, not steady enough, and not rational enough. But I still hope you understand. It's precisely because of my sincerity towards you that I lost my steadiness and rationality. I just want to be with you. Seeing that Li Qianxue was about to refuse again, he raised his hand. Qianxue, you don't have to say any more. I'll leave now, but I won't give up. Give me some time. I'll slowly learn how to become a qualified boyfriend who's worthy of you. Li Qianxue looked at Wei Ting, and her heart was still moved. She had once given with passion. She only knew how to give, but she never took. But now, there was a man who used such thoughts to say such words to her. Her expression softened a lot. Li Qianxue's expression was no longer as ugly as before. You can go. Qianxue. I'm going to work. Li Qianxue didn't want to say more. She didn't want to say that there was a man who brought her a trace of warmth after her heart had already turned cold. When Li Qianxue returned home, old Master Li hadn't eaten yet and was waiting for her in the living room. When he saw her enter the door, he waved at her. Dad. Li Qianxue changed her shoes and entered the door. There was some disapproval in her eyes. Didn't I say? Don't wait for me to eat. It's okay. I'm not hungry anyway. Old Master Li wasn't just waiting for Li Qianxue to come back for dinner today. There's something I want to tell you. What is it? Li Qianxue sat on the sofa. It was only then that she saw the gift boxes on the coffee table. Did any guests come? Yes. Old Master Li nodded. That's what I wanted to tell you. He pointed at the gifts on the table, and then looked at Li Qianxue. These gifts were all sent by the second son of the Luo family. The Luo family? Li Qianxue thought about it in her mind, and remembered who the second son of the Luo family was. You mean Luo Qing? Yes, that's him. Old Master Li nodded. He came to visit with his 2 children today. Although the Luo family is declining now, I used to be friends with his father, so I didn't refuse to see them. Dad, just tell me what it is. I'm not sure. Old Master Li shook his head. They didn't say what it was. They just said that they haven't visited for a long time. So they came to see me. Old Master Li pouted and looked at the gifts on the table. But if they just came to see me, these gifts are a bit heavy. Li Qianxue looked at the gift boxes on the table and thought of the last time the Luo family and the Song family came to visit. Dad, don't worry about it. It has nothing to do with you. Yes. Since Old Master Li had decided to hand over the company to the next generation, he didn't interfere, so naturally, he didn't know what Hu Jinniao had done. It's not a big deal anyway. Don't take it to heart. Li Qianxue decided to call Wang Tao tomorrow and ask if the Luo family had done anything recently, or if they had done something to provoke Tianyu Group again. Li Qianxue's question didn't get an answer. The next day, she asked someone to investigate the Luo family. Last time, Luo Ming had already asked someone to mediate. Although the current Luoxing department store hadn't improved, it was obviously much better than when Hu Jiniao had just attacked it, and it didn't even have a foothold in Lin City. Li Qinshua's people didn't dig up any more information. After investigating, they only found that Luo Cheng's family and Luo Ming's family didn't seem to reach an agreement because of the direction of the new company. So what did Luo Cheng want through her? Li Qinshu couldn't figure it out, but soon she saw Luo Cheng in person. When Su Qinghui entered the exhibition center, someone familiar came over to greet him. Not many people in Lin City knew that he and Li Qinshu had divorced, but there were also many people who laughed at him. Many people guessed the reason why he had divorced Li Qinshu. In the past year, he had seen a lot of sour words, mocking words, and cold faces. However, his ability was there. In such a short period of time, he had established Qianhui Company, and then worked hard to manage it for more than a year. Recently, he had even started to cooperate with the Li family. Those people seemed to have just realized that the wind wasn't blowing in the right direction. There were many more people looking for Su Qinghui than when they first arrived. In addition, some people didn't understand what had happened. They saw that Qianhui Company was still working with the Li family. They thought that the relationship between the two of them had recovered. President Su, President Li is over there. Not only did someone greet him, but someone also told him where Li Qinshu was. Thank you. Su Qinghui saw Li Qinshu as soon as he entered the venue. After all, a woman like Li Qinshu, who was both imposing and beautiful, was quite eye-catching in this venue. He took the register in his hand and headed in Li Qinshu's direction. Li Qinshu sat there and flipped through the register in her hand. This was a small auction. Although the auction items weren't as rich as Christie's, there were still some good things that weren't usually revealed. Li Qinshu wasn't very interested in the first few items. However, there was a small jade Buddha at the back. She thought it was pretty good. Her aunt, the grandaunt of the Li family, was celebrating her birthday next week. She had always believed in Buddhism, so it was just right to buy such a Buddha for her. There was also a set of jewelry at the back. She would bid for it and give it to Su Qingsang. She sensed that someone was sitting beside her, but she didn't notice until Ms. Li. This was a form of address used by people in the business world other than business partners. She turned her head and saw Luo Cheng sitting next to her. Hello, Mr. Luo. You're welcome. Just call me Luo Cheng. Luo Cheng smiled. After all, we're of the same generation. There's no need to be so polite. Li Qinshu didn't respond to him. She calmly closed the booklet. Mr. Luo came to visit and gave me a very generous gift. May I know what Mr. Luo's intentions are? Ms. Li, you don't have to be so wary. It's just a small gift. Li Qinshu's expression didn't change. I know very well how difficult it is to find 100-year-old ginseng. If such a gift is called a small gift, then I really don't know what a big gift is. Ms. Li, if you have something to say, just say it. For old Master Luo's sake, I will definitely help if I can. Ms. Li, why do you insist that I have a request? Maybe I just want to ease my relationship with the Li family? Then there's no need. There's no such thing as easing your relationship with the Li family. Ms. Li, Qinshu. Su Qinghui's voice sounded. He was standing in front of Li Qinshu. What a coincidence. Li Qinshu's fingertips tightened on the booklet. She looked at Su Qinghui with an ugly expression. Is it a coincidence? For such a small auction, the people who came were all invited in. The number of places was limited, and the people who came were all well known in Lin City. Although, she glanced at Luo Cheng and didn't understand why he was here. However, Su Qinghui's appearance here was not a coincidence at all. It's quite a coincidence. As Su Qinghui spoke, he took a step forward and was about to sit down beside her. When he saw Luo Cheng, he seemed to have just discovered him. So it's President Luo. Do you have something to discuss with Qinshu? Luo Cheng looked at the intimacy between Su Qinghui and Li Qinshu and thought about what his son had said. No matter how he looked at it, the two of them didn't look like they were divorced. When he came back to his senses, he cleared his throat. Yes, there's a small matter that I need to discuss with President Li. In just a moment, the way he addressed him changed again. Su Qinghui acted as if he didn't notice, and looked in the direction of the stage. Although it's very rude to say this, the auction is about to begin. President Luo, why don't you come back after the auction is over? Okay. With Su Qinghui here, he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to. Luo Cheng stood up and returned to his seat at the back to sit down. Li Qianxue glanced at Su Qinghui coldly. I don't know when you became my spokesperson. Of course not. Su Qinghui shook his head. I just feel that you don't seem to want to be polite with him here. She really didn't want to be polite with Luo Cheng. It was too exaggerated to give that century-old ginseng as a normal gift to old Master Li. She had no doubt that Luo Cheng had other intentions. But she didn't need Su Qinghui to help her out. I can solve it myself. Li Qianxue resisted the urge to get up. Su Qinghui, I don't need you to meddle. Okay. Just take it that I'm meddling. Su Qinghui didn't say much, but he didn't miss Luo Cheng's gaze just now. It was clear that a man was interested in a woman. Luo Cheng had feelings for Li Qianxue. He was suddenly sure of this. His mood inexplicably became very gloomy. However, Luo Cheng didn't have much interaction with Li Qianxue in the past. Why would he show such a gaze? What exactly happened here? Chapter 729. Su Qinghui looked at Li Qianxue. The words that he was about to say turned into concern. Qianxue, Luo Cheng doesn't have good intentions. I have a feeling that he must have some ulterior motive. It made him feel that something was not right for them to come knocking on his door. How could Li Qianxue not know that Luo Cheng's motives were not pure? She didn't think she needed Su Qinghui to remind her. Su Qinghui, I'm not a 3-year-old. I don't need you to teach me how to do things, let alone how to look at people. Silence. Su Qinghui looked at her cold profile and said in a soft voice, I don't mean to teach you. I just care about you. Thank you. Li Qianxue reopened the register. But I don't need it. She didn't need Su Qinghui's care. The auction soon began. Li Qianxue didn't look at Su Qinghui. Although he wasn't very interested in the items on the stage, he focused all his attention on them. Finally, it was the Jade Buddha that she wanted to buy for Aunt Li. Although the Jade Buddha was from the modern era, the jade was not bad, and the carving skills were good. The starting bid was not expensive either, starting at 1 million. Every time he added 100,000, Li Qianxue raised the sign, after someone raised it once. The price of a modern Jade Buddha statue was not considered expensive. However, when Li Qianxue raised it for the 3rd time, Su Qinghui followed suit. Li Qianxue couldn't help but glance at him. After being married for so many years, she could almost tell what Su Qinghui was thinking. With her brows furrowed tightly, Li Qianxue raised her card again. At this time, the price of the Jade Buddha had already reached 1.8 million. This price is about right. However, as soon as Li Qianxue put down the sign, someone behind her directly offered 2 million yuan. The voice was a little familiar. Li Qianxue looked behind her. There weren't many people who came to participate today. She saw Luo Cheng behind her at a glance. If this was what he liked, then she would give it to him. After all, she was just buying it as a gift. She could change it. She stopped raising her placard. But Su Qinghui raised it again. This time it was 2.3 million. Luo Cheng immediately followed and bid 2.4 million. Without batting an eyelid, Su Qinghui made a bid of 2.6 million. Whispers could be heard in the hall. Many people saw the two of them fighting over a Jade Buddha statue that wasn't worth much, and they didn't know what was going on. Someone looked at the roster again, thinking that he had missed something. 2.8 million. Luo Cheng also raised the price by 200,000. 3 million. When Su Qinghui raised the paddle again, Li Qianxue couldn't help but turn around to look at him. What are you doing? Don't you like it? I'll buy it and give it to you. Li Qianxue was so angry that she almost laughed. This man was really enough. Who needs you to send me off? Do you think I can't afford it? No. Su Qinghui shook his head. I just want to make you happy. Su Qinghui was about to raise his paddle when Li Qianxue grabbed his hand. Su Qinghui, that's enough. She only wanted to buy it as a gift. She didn't really like it that much. She didn't need him to send her off. Wait a moment. Su Qinghui avoided her hand and raised his card again. 6 million. Su Qinghui. Li Qianxue was speechless. What on earth was this man trying to do? Did he think that she would be touched by him doing this? Luo Cheng, who was behind her, raised the price again. 8 million. When Su Qinghui raised his hand again, Li Qianxue pressed it back hard. That's enough. Don't bid anymore. I won't take it even if you bid. This wasn't what she wanted. Su Qinghui didn't raise his paddle again. He looked at Li Qianxue's enlarged face in front of him. There was a hint of anger in her eyes, as well as some emotions that he couldn't see clearly for a moment. He wasn't in a hurry to investigate. Instead, he glanced at Li Qianxue's hand that was on his hand. Unlike when she was tugging at his sleeve just now, Li Qianxue's entire hand was on the back of his hand. He could feel her soft and slender palm exerting force. He raised his head and met Li Qianxue's gaze. The distance between the two of them was very close, so close that Su Qinghui couldn't help but tilt his face slightly. Realizing that she had been taken advantage of, the anger in Li Qianxue's eyes became even more obvious. A flash of cunning flashed across Su Qinghui's face. Yes, since Qianxue said that she won't let me buy it, then I won't buy it. It was just a jade Buddha statue. If Li Qianxue liked it, he would find a better one for her next time. Su Qinghui. Li Qianxue gritted her teeth. This bastard. How dare he do such an outrageous thing to her in such a place, and on such an occasion? Yes. Su Qinghui smiled and moved his face closer. Okay, I'll listen to you. Luo Cheng, who was behind him, had already bought the jade Buddha statue for 8 million yuan. There are still many treasures below. Qianxue, why don't you see what's good? I'll buy it if you say so. How about that? Su Qinghui didn't mean to flatter Li Qianxue at all. Li Qianxue came from a well-educated family and was extremely wealthy. She knew the value of collectibles and the trend of appreciation very well. Su Qinghui, just you wait. Li Qianxue wasn't as thick-skinned as him, and it was impossible for her to lose her temper in public. She could only let it go. Okay, I'll wait. Su Qinghui smiled, and there was obvious joy in his eyes. Although it was just a touch, it was still a kiss, right? There was progress. Not bad. Continue to work hard. Next, another auction item was auctioned. Li Qianxue resisted the urge to leave. She retreated and stopped looking at Su Qinghui. Until the end of the auction, Li Qianxue didn't see anything else she wanted. She couldn't wait to stand up and leave as soon as the auction ended. However, she was blocked by someone at the exit. Luo Cheng looked at Li Qianxue with a bright smile on his face. President Li, are you leaving? Yes. Li Qianxue nodded. She was indeed planning to leave. Since President Li is leaving, please take this with you. As he spoke, Luo Cheng raised the box in his hand. Li Qianxue already knew what he was talking about and what was inside. President Luo, what do you mean? Nothing much. Since you like it, I bought it for you. It wasn't something valuable either. Just accept it for fun. Li Qianxue didn't take the box he handed over. She took a small step back. President Luo, I think you might have misunderstood. I don't like this jade Buddha that much. If President Luo needs any help from me, or the Li Corporation, you can make an appointment with my secretary tomorrow morning. What do you think? President Li, don't misunderstand. I really don't mean anything else. I just saw that you seemed to like it, so I wanted to buy it for you. President Luo, you're too polite. I really don't need it. Thank you. Li Qianxue was about to leave after saying that. Luo Cheng didn't give up. He took another step forward and blocked Li Qianxue's path. This action made Li Qianxue extremely unhappy. It had been a long time since anyone dared to do this. Before she could react, a hand suddenly appeared on her shoulder. Su Qinghui had arrived at some point and was standing beside her. His hand was holding her shoulder. Li Qianxue's body stiffened for a moment. She wanted to break free from his hand. However, Su Qinghui hugged her shoulder even tighter. Qianxue, didn't you say that you're going to eat Japanese food tonight? I've already booked the place. Let's go. When he spoke, his entire body was facing Li Qianxue. The distance between the two of them was very close. It gave people the feeling that he wanted to kiss her. Li Qianxue didn't expect him to dare to come again. Her expression was very ugly. From the corner of her eye, she saw the figures walking around. She didn't flare up on the spot. However, the gaze she looked at Su Qinghui could almost kill. Su Qinghui wasn't anxious when he saw the anger in her eyes. Instead, he turned to look at President Luo. What a coincidence, President Luo is here too. I'm sorry, I didn't see you just now. It's okay. How could Luo Qing not see that Su Qinghui did it on purpose? He forced himself to calm down. President Su, I made an appointment with Qianxue to eat Japanese food together. By the way, President Luo, is there anything you need? If there's nothing else, then we'll take our leave first. Luo Qing knew that he had already lost the best opportunity today. He took a step back and looked at Su Qinghui with an unclear expression. It's nothing, President Su. Okay, then we'll leave first. Su Qinghui held Li Qianxue's shoulder and walked out. Just as Li Qianxue was about to break free, he moved his face closer to her. One who is unaccountably solicitous is hiding evil intentions. Or would you rather go back and pester him? It has nothing to do with you, Su Qinghui. Let go. My heart will ache. Su Qinghui led her all the way outside. That kind of person isn't worth your trouble. Tomorrow, I'll get someone to investigate what he's thinking. Li Qianxue was actually thinking about this problem. Luo Cheng was fine, but he gave her ginseng and jade Buddha statues. What was he trying to do? While she was thinking seriously, she didn't notice that she had already been led away by Su Qinghui. Su Qinghui took her all the way to the place where he parked his car, opened the door, and let her get in. All right. Since you can't figure it out, don't think about it. I believe that there will be a time when he reveals a flaw. That was true, but Li Qianxue didn't like this feeling. She had always liked to control everything in her own hands, no matter what it was. I said, I'll get someone to investigate tomorrow. Find out what his purpose is. Don't worry too much. For the time being, I believe that he won't dare to do anything. Who was worried? Who was she? She was Li Qianxue. She wasn't worried. Li Qianxue was just about to refute when she realized that she was actually sitting in Su Qinghui's car. When did she get in? Let's go. A smile flashed across Su Qinghui's eyes. Let's go eat. Su Qinghui. Li Qianxue glared at him. Who wants to eat with you? Didn't we just agree? To eat Japanese food? That's what you said, not what I said. Yes, I said it. Su Qinghui didn't deny it. But you didn't refuse. Alright, this shop is not bad. The boss's Japanese food is very authentic. I really made a reservation. Let's go. Li Qianxue looked at his side profile, who was focused on driving, and suddenly snorted. Su Qinghui, what are you doing? Do you think that if you do this, I will soften my heart and accept you? You think too little of me. No, I didn't mean that. There happened to be a red light ahead. Su Qinghui turned his face to look at her, his expression focused and serious. I just want to have a meal with you. I just think that the Japanese restaurant is good, and want to invite you to try it. Of course, he did have a purpose. First, he didn't have the chance to see Li Qianxue recently. He really wanted to be with her. Second, he wanted to appear in front of her from time to time, and make his presence known in front of her. He would work hard to let her slowly get used to him, and accept him again. The latter one was a long road ahead. However, the former one could be achieved first. It's just a meal, Qianxue. That Japanese restaurant is really good. Believe me. Li Qianxue didn't say anything. What else could she say now? She was already in Su Qinghui's car. However, she made a mental note of Su Qinghui. Half an hour later, Li Qianxue and Su Qinghui arrived at the Japanese restaurant he mentioned. It was a very Japanese-style storefront. Li Qianxue thought that Su Qinghui was just saying that he wanted to book a seat, but she didn't expect it to be true. They entered the private room and sat down on the tatami. The waiter in a kimono came over with the menu. He gestured for the two of them to order. Today's caviar is very fresh. Do you want one? Su Qinghui looked at Li Qianxue with a solicitous gaze. Their sashimi is also very good. You can try it. Li Qianxue didn't respond to him, but Su Qinghui wasn't annoyed. He ordered the meal according to her usual habits and preferences. During the whole process, Li Qianxue sat there without moving at all. After the waiter left, she finally looked at Su Qinghui. You said that Luo Cheng was unaccountably solicitous, so he must have ulterior motives. What about you? Su Qinghui? Qianxue. He has ulterior motives. You're not much different. No, I don't have a motive. You don't have a motive? If you don't have a motive, you brought me here against my will? Is treating you to a meal considered a motive? Is letting you taste delicious food considered a motive? Otherwise, Li Qianxue was quite impolite. Su Qinghui, in my opinion, you're the same as Luo Cheng. It's different. Su Qinghui shook his head. I'm more sincere than him. Unfortunately, I don't believe it. Qianxue, I know you won't believe me, but it doesn't matter. One day, I believe you will believe me. It didn't matter if you didn't believe it. Time would prove everything. Li Qianxue sat motionless. Her expression was quite cold, and her whole person revealed an aura that rejected him 1,000 miles away. Today's events were not within her expectations. Su Qinghui had kissed her and brought her here. She should be angry, and she had the right to be angry. But now, she realized that apart from being angry, she did feel a trace of unspeakable gratitude towards him. After all, compared to Luo Cheng, it was much easier to endure being with Su Qinghui. Of course, she wouldn't be with Luo Cheng. But just now, she really didn't want to tolerate Luo Cheng anymore. Chapter 730. The private room was very quiet. Li Qianxue sat there, her expression not very good. She realized something. What Su Qinghui had done today had hurt her. Regardless of whether it was the kiss that ended as soon as they touched, or the one that brought her here. Not only did she not resist, but she also followed Su Qinghui here. Li Qianxue, are you crazy? Have you really forgotten everything that happened to you? Have you really forgotten how you spent the past 20 years? How could you forget? How could you forget? What happened? Su Qinghui noticed that Li Qianxue didn't look too good. He picked up the teapot on the table and poured a cup of tea for her. Try the tea leaves here. They taste pretty good. Li Qianxue looked at the steaming hot tea in front of her. She stood up from the tatame and planned to leave. Qianxue. Su Qinghui didn't understand what was going on. He didn't understand why Li Qianxue's face suddenly changed. Li Qianxue's footsteps were a little fast. She naturally couldn't eat the Japanese food in front of her. Just as he pulled open the sliding door, the waiter just happened to make a gesture to pull the door. Behind this waiter were several other waiters with trays in their hands. Qianxue, if there's anything, let's eat first. Su Qinghui stood up and reached out to hold Li Qianxue's hand. Li Qianxue broke free from his hand and took a step to the side. It was also at this step that the door was opened. The waiters filed in and began to serve the dishes. The sashimi here is really good. You'll know once you taste it. I don't want to eat anymore. Compared to eating, Li Qianxue didn't want to see Su Qinghui. The waiter placed the food on the tray on the table and then left quietly. Su Qinghui took a step forward and blocked her way. Do you not want to eat? Or do you not want to see me? I'm glad that you have such foresight. I really don't want to see you. Li Qianxue's voice was full of sarcasm. Hearing that, Su Qinghui didn't get angry. His expression didn't even change. Fine. If you don't want to see me, let's go eat. I'll take you home after dinner. Su Qinghui, do you not understand human language? I said I don't want to see you. I know. You don't have to see me when you go home after dinner. As Su Qinghui spoke, he took her hand and walked back to the tatami mat. Su Qinghui, regarding the city star, I have some more ideas after coming back from this business trip. Since I'm free today, let's exchange some pointers. Li Qianxue stood still, and the expression on her face finally changed a little. What are you doing? Do you think I will be soft-hearted by this? I didn't say that. I just wanted to tell you what I think. Or do you not want to know? In the end, Li Qianxue was convinced by Su Qinghui. She sat down again. Su Qinghui didn't smile proudly because she stayed. He very attentively rearranged the tableware for Li Qianxue, then placed the chopsticks in front of Li Qianxue. Try it. It's really good. Li Qianxue looked at the chopsticks he handed over and finally took them. Didn't you say that City Star? Qianxue, even if you have something you want to know, you have to let me eat first, right? Su Qinghui smiled. I'm really hungry. After he said that, Li Qianxue didn't say anything else. She ate quietly. After the food entered her mouth, she realized that Su Qinghui's introduction was right. The fish fillets inside were indeed very tasty. The meal was very quiet. Li Qianxue forced herself to focus on the food instead of looking at Su Qinghui. After the meal, Su Qinghui didn't say anything about City Star. When Li Qianxue was about to lose her patience, Su Qinghui finally spoke. The first thing he said was, Qianxue, what stage do you want City Star to reach? How far could the City Star go? Li Qianxue might be willful, or she might hate Su Qinghui, but she would never joke about work. She sat there without moving, waiting to hear Su Qinghui's new ideas. Time passed like this for half an hour. Li Qianxue originally wanted to leave, but now she completely calmed down. She looked at Su Qinghui and had to admit that this person was talented in his work. That's a good idea. Yes, I think it's good too. Su Qinghui nodded and looked at Li Qianxue. Then let's work hard together. Work hard together. Li Qianxue looked at Su Qinghui. In the end, she didn't refute his words. There was a sense of familiarity that she hadn't felt for a long time. It was as if she had returned to the past, when she and Su Qinghui worked hard together. At that time, even if there was no love, Li Qianxue retracted her thoughts and refused to think about it anymore. Some things were no longer the same. In the following period of time, Li Qianxue and Su Qinghui both became busy. Su Qinghui's Qianhui Company's performance was booming. Speaking of which, it wasn't easy. Li Qianxue was much busier than him. The two of them were busy with their own things, but their communication didn't decrease. Su Qinghui would come to the Li Corporation to look for Li Qianxue when he had nothing to do, and tell her about City Star. It wasn't just about City Star that the two of them had to discuss. Occasionally, when Li Qianxue encountered some business matters, Su Qinghui would also give his opinion. He had worked in the Li Corporation for such a long time that he had a detailed understanding of the Li Corporation, the employees below, and even the people who had dealings with the Li Corporation. Even if Li Qianxue didn't want to admit it, some of his ideas made him feel good. Under such circumstances, City Star was carried out in an orderly manner. Li Qianxue would occasionally go to the construction site to inspect it. It wasn't that the Li Corporation hadn't built larger buildings before, but this one was especially different. Li Qianxue didn't think about why it was different. She just wanted to do her best in this project. Su Qinghui closed the blueprint in his hand and looked away from the building in front of him. He put away the blueprint and was about to leave when footsteps followed behind him. President Su. Yes. Su Qinghui looked at the person who had come. It was his secretary Qiao Ran. President Su, I've already found out about the matter you asked me to investigate last time. What? It's about the Luo family. Qiao Ran didn't seem to understand why Su Qinghui didn't seem to remember. It wasn't that Su Qinghui didn't remember. It was just that in the past few days, he had finally managed to get Li Qianxue's attention through work. He was so happy that he naturally forgot about a small fry like Luo Cheng. Yes, what's the situation? Tell me. Su Qinghui followed Qiao Ran to the direction of his car. Qiao Ran followed behind him and didn't stop reporting. Luo Cheng and Luo Ming originally ran Star Luo department store together. Later, Luo Ming's wife offended President Hua. So in the past 2 years, President Hua bought Star Luo department store. The two brothers decided to use their connections to do something else, but Luo Ming and Luo Cheng had a disagreement. Luo Ming thought that they should start running Star Luo department store again. After all, they still had their original foundation, but Luo Cheng didn't agree. Su Qinghui suddenly knocked on his knee. Why didn't he agree? Although Luo Cheng isn't famous, he still has some tricks up his sleeve. He loves to take risks and can be considered impulsive. Although he's old, he's even more hot-blooded. He thought that since Hua Jinyao didn't deal with them anymore, it was naturally a chance to show off and start over in Lin City. Yes, that's it. That's simple. Yes, that's it. But I also asked about another situation. I think that's the reason why Luo Cheng took over President Li. What? Luo Cheng seems to have come up with a very good plan. He said that he wanted to compete with Luo Ming. I think he probably wants to see how far he can go without the Luo family, right? Xiao Ran didn't say the rest, but Su Qinghui understood what he meant. Are you trying to say that he wants Qin Xue to invest in him? It's possible. After all, the Li family can be considered the largest investor in Lin City now. They were also the most confident investor. There was no big problem with what Xiao Ran said, so the rest of the situation made sense. However, Su Qinghui also believed in another thing. Other than business, Luo Cheng was probably the same as him. He had some other thoughts about Li Qianxue. If he succeeded, then Luo Cheng would get an investment. If he didn't succeed, then Luo Cheng could use this opportunity to get close to Li Qianxue. No matter which one it was, he wouldn't lose out. Su Qinghui's expression didn't look too good. From the looks of it, he really had a good plan. President Su? Let's go. Let's go back first. Su Qinghui knew that he didn't have the right to stop Luo Cheng's actions. But he was just unhappy. He was very unhappy. Luo Cheng, President Su? Xiao Ran got into the car and found Su Qinghui in a daze. He called out to him with some concern. Su Qinghui came back to his senses and looked at the street outside the car window. Don't go back to the company. Go to the Li Corporation. Li Qianxue closed the documents in front of her and packed her things. Yang Rong's voice sounded outside, saying that Luo Cheng had come to visit. It had been almost a week since Luo Cheng bid for the jade, and said that he would give it to her. Because Li Qianxue was busy with the company's matters, she really forgot how to get someone to investigate what difficulties Luo Cheng had encountered. After thinking for a while, Li Qianxue still let him in. President Luo, what's the matter? Luo Cheng entered the door with a very proper and sincere smile on his face. Can't I come to see you if I have nothing to do? He saw that Li Qianxue's expression wasn't very good, as if she couldn't accept such a joke. He raised his hand. All right, I do have something to talk to you about. Li Qianxue's expression relaxed a little. When Luo Cheng gave her the generous gift, she had already guessed that Luo Cheng should have a request. And now that he came looking for her directly, she heaved a sigh of relief. At least she didn't have to worry about guessing what he wanted to do. She asked the secretary to pour 2 cups of tea, and glanced at Luo Cheng. You don't mind drinking tea, right? Chapter 731. No, of course not. The secretary served tea, and went out again. Li Qianxue looked at Luo Cheng and said, All right, what's the matter? You can say it now. There is indeed something. Luo Cheng looked at Li Qianxue, and was not in a hurry to speak. Instead, he picked up the tea in front of him, and took a sip. Li Qianxue was not in a hurry. She felt more at ease knowing that the other party had something to ask of her rather than nothing. Take a look at this first. Luo Cheng took out a proposal, and placed it on Li Qianxue's table. Li Qianxue picked it up, but was not in a hurry to open it. This is our latest project. We need investors. Luo Cheng spoke unhurriedly. In fact, they really needed investors. This project was the reason why he wanted to separate from Luo Ming, and was unwilling to continue operating Luo Xing Market. Li Qianxue was not surprised. The Li family had a transcendent status in Lin City. Every year, countless people would send all kinds of proposals or plans to the Li Corporation, hoping that the Li Corporation would be willing to invest in them. She flipped open the proposal book that Luo Cheng had brought. The Li Group operated a wide range of projects. In addition to real estate, there were also e-commerce, electronic products, and investment companies. Li Qianxue was in charge of the Li Corporation's investment company. They will be responsible for picking out the profitable projects from the suitable ones. The proposal was very thick. It could be seen that the other party had done his homework. Li Qianxue put the proposal aside. If you don't mind, I'll give you an answer after I understand it. You can have a look first. I'll think about it. Luo Cheng had a faint smile on his face. He was not afraid that Li Qianxue would reject the plan. Let's work together on official matters first. Then, he would slowly dispel Li Qinshua's worries and let her slowly accept him. This was also one of his plans. Li Qinshu glanced at him and finally picked up the proposal to read. She was looking at the planning, and Luo Cheng was looking at her. Li Qinshu was beautiful. Back in Lin City, it was almost to the point where one family had a daughter. However, no one expected that Li Qinshu would find a poor boy in the end. The marriage of Li Qinshu and Su Qinghui had shocked everyone in Lin City. While Luo Cheng was distracted, Li Qinshu had already finished reading the plan. She didn't look at it in detail. She just looked at it briefly. The data is well done, and the analysis is on point. It looks like the prospects are pretty good. Luo Cheng had a confident smile on his face. His looks were not outstanding, and he had the typical aura of a businessman in his 40s. The shrewdness that occasionally showed in his eyes made Li Qinshu unhappy, but she would not deny the other party's plan. But I don't have the final say in Guangyuan investment. I need to answer to the shareholders and the board of directors. So leave this proposal. I'll give you an answer in a week. Okay. Luo Cheng nodded with a look of understanding. I'll wait for your good news. After talking about business, Luo Cheng was not in a hurry to leave. It's almost time for dinner. Why don't we have a meal together? There's no need. I have something to do later. What a pity. I was thinking that if there was a chance, we could continue to communicate during dinner. As Luo Cheng spoke, he stood up. There was a look of pity in his eyes. Looks like it can only be next time. Li Qinshu didn't respond. She couldn't guarantee when the next time would be. After all, to her, Luo Cheng was no different from an ordinary investor. Then you go ahead with your work. I'll be leaving first. Although Luo Cheng had a purpose, he was not in a hurry. He was patient. Li Qinshu stood up out of politeness. At this moment, the internal line sounded, and Yang Rong's voice came. President Su is here. Su Qinghui? Li Qinshu was stunned for a moment. Thinking about how she had met Su Qinghui again and again, because of the project, she wasn't surprised. Let him in. She didn't notice the slight change in Luo Cheng's expression after she said this. When Su Qinghui came in, Luo Cheng had already changed his face. When Su Qinghui came in, Luo Cheng had already changed his face. He rushed from the construction site to the Li Corporation. When he passed by a flower shop, he suddenly had an idea and asked Xiao Ran to stop the car. He rushed from the construction site to the Li Corporation. When he passed by a flower shop, he suddenly had an idea and asked Xiao Ran to stop the car. Sir, are you buying roses for some special anniversary? Do you need our help writing a card? No. There's no need to write a card. Just wrap it up for me. Su Qinghui suddenly had the excitement of a little boy. I'll send it to her personally. Your wife is so happy. No. Su Qinghui shook his head and looked at the bouquet of roses. All he could think of was Li Qinshu's beautiful face. I'm even happier to be able to marry her. It was just that he didn't cherish such happiness in the past. But in the future he wouldn't. The way the flower shop assistant looked at him was different. After working in the flower shop for so long, Su Qinghui didn't look young. He still wanted to buy flowers for his wife, instead of for a mistress. He was really a good man. Su Qinghui didn't know how good the shop assistant's imagination was. However, when he sat in the car and looked at the large bouquet of roses, he inexplicably began to look forward to Li Qinshu's expression when she saw the bouquet of flowers. Unexpectedly, Luo Cheng hadn't left yet. President Luo is here too? What a coincidence. President Su. Luo Cheng naturally didn't miss the roses in Su Qinghui's hand. President Su, are you here to talk about business? He roughly knew how Li Qinshu felt about Su Qinghui. He didn't think that Li Qinshu would accept Su Qinghui's actions. Su Qinghui didn't answer Luo Cheng's question. President Luo, are you here for business too? Luo Cheng finally looked a little embarrassed because of Su Qinghui's question. Yes. It's also business. Then didn't I come at a bad time? Are you guys done talking? Li Qinshu hadn't said anything. Only now did she say, we're done. Luo Cheng had no reason to stay. He looked at the flowers in Su Qinghui's hand and felt a little unwilling. However, he also knew his own weight at this moment. Yes, we're done talking. Then President I'll leave first. Please. Li Qianxue stood in her original position and didn't move. No matter how unwilling Luoqing was, he still walked forward with every step he took. The office door closed. Su Qinghui walked in front of Li Qianxue with the bouquet of roses. This is for you. Li Qianxue stood still. Just now, Luocheng was there, so she couldn't show any emotions towards the flowers in Su Qinghui's hand. What do you mean? Nothing. I just want to give you a bouquet of flowers. Su Qinghui. I don't think there's a need for any other communication between the two of us other than business. I just want to give you a bouquet of flowers. It has nothing to do with business or personal matters. Su Qinghui placed the bouquet of flowers in front of Li Qianxue. You don't have to be too nervous. I'm not nervous. I don't believe that I need to accept this bouquet of flowers from you. When Li Qianxue spoke, there was a hint of mockery on her face. Is this a sudden compensation? Or do you regret it? Qianxue. Su Qinghui took a step forward. He walked behind the desk and placed the bouquet of flowers in Li Qianxue's hand. I have indeed been regretting it. I have also been blaming myself for missing so much. There are many things that I didn't do well, and there are many things that I didn't do with you. I know that you won't give me a chance, and I know that you won't forgive me. You will think that I gave you flowers because I wanted to make it up to you. But what I did has nothing to do with regret or compensation. He let go of her hand, and Li Qianxue had no choice but to catch the bouquet of flowers. He looked into her eyes, and his gaze was gentle. I just wanted to give you a bouquet of flowers, that's all. Qianxue, in my heart, you are like this bouquet of roses, gorgeous, charming, and irresistibly fascinating. Her temperament, her experience, and the mature scent on her body made her look like the embodiment of roses. It seemed normal for him to be moved by her. Li Qianxue casually placed the flowers on the desk beside her and did not respond to Su Qinghui's words. However, she was not angry either. She knew very well in her heart that Su Qinghui's words were just flowery words and completely untrustworthy. However, her heart still beat imperceptibly because of his words and the look in his eyes. That kind of emotional fluctuation was so subtle that she almost deliberately ignored it. Are you done? If you are, you can leave. I'm done, but I can't leave. For more than a week, Su Qinghui had worked hard to make Li Qianxue recognize his ability in business. He did not come to give her a bouquet of flowers and leave. I went to the construction site today, and I found a few small problems. What problems? Sure enough, when it came to business, Li Qianxue could almost immediately get into the mood. Chen Pingyuan, the supervisor at the construction site. Did you let him in? Chen Pingyuan was the son of Li Qianxue's aunt. His ability was limited, but he could still do a job like supervisor. This person was arranged by Old Master Li. Old Master Li was old, and his children and grandchildren were not often by his side. When he had nothing to do, he would look for Old Master Li and his aunt. Li Qianxue became serious because of Su Qinghui's words. Yes, I asked him to go. What's wrong? What happened? I went to the construction site today. I stayed at the construction site for about an hour, but I didn't see Chen Pingyuan. Later, I asked again, and they told me that Chen Pingyuan was often not at the construction site. Every day, except for the morning, I couldn't find him at all. Today, a batch of steel came, and the other party couldn't even find someone to sign it. Li Qianxue's expression suddenly became serious. Is there such a thing? When she went to the construction site a few times before, Chen Pingyuan was always there. Yes. I also specially asked among the workers. They all told me that Chen Pingyuan was there every morning, but in the afternoon, he often ran away and disappeared. Qianxue, it's true that the Li Corporation belongs to the Li family. It's reasonable for you to arrange for some people to come in, but for a project like City Star, if there's no suitable supervisor, if there's no one who will always be in charge, then how can City Star become the benchmark building of Lin City? Li Qianxue was silent. She had always dealt with matters and not people. Su Qinghui's words naturally made sense. I got it. I'll pay attention to this matter. And after that, Su Qinghui looked at Li Qianxue. He didn't believe that she didn't know the seriousness of this matter. Are you planning to just warn him? Or criticize him? Originally, Wang Tao had said that he would arrange for a supervisor, but because this project was led by the Li Corporation, Wang Tao naturally respected and trusted Li Qianxue very much, so some of the subsequent work arrangements were mainly made by the Li Corporation. Li Qianxue didn't say anything. Old Master Li valued family, and Chen Pingyuan was her aunt's son. With this premise, if she fired Chen Pingyuan, she was afraid that her father wouldn't be able to explain it. However, she wouldn't allow anyone to work with such a careless attitude under her nose. I know what to do. Don't worry, I know how to deal with it. Su Qinghui had nothing to worry about. Li Qianxue had always been cold-blooded. She dealt with matters and not people. No matter who introduced the employees who made mistakes under her, no matter what relationship they had, she wouldn't give face to them. Is there anything else? Yes. Su Qinghui looked at the time. It was almost time to get off work. I want to treat you to dinner. Sorry, I don't have time. Li Qianxue refused without thinking. I want to go home to accompany my father. Su Yusin and Su Qingsang weren't in Lin City. As a daughter, if she didn't accompany Old Master Li often, she was afraid that the Old Master would be even more lonely. That's good. I haven't played chess with Dad for a long time. Why don't we play together? I also want to ask Dad for advice. Who are you calling Dad? Li Qianxue glared at him. She looked very imposing, but Su Qinghui only thought that her blinking was so cute. I'm sorry, I'm used to it. It's hard to change it for a while. Li Qianxue didn't speak. In fact, if Su Qinghui changed to call Old Master Li, uncle or something like that, she would feel even more awkward. My dad doesn't have time for you. Don't look for him. As she spoke, she tidied up her desk. Su Qinghui saw the proposal in her hand. He thought for a moment, and reached out to take it. Li Qianxue couldn't stop him in time. Su Qinghui, you're no longer a member of the Li Corporation. You don't seem to have the right to read the Li Corporation's documents, do you? This doesn't seem to be a document from the Li Corporation. Su Qinghui shook the proposal. Although it isn't, it's now in the Li Corporation and on my desk. That's it. Please put it down. Su Qinghui wasn't in a hurry to put it down. Instead, he opened it and flipped through it. This should be Luo Cheng's plan, right? Did he come to you to ask you to invest in him? Li Qianxue took the proposal back from his hand. Does it have anything to do with you? Of course. Su Qinghui nodded. After all, he doesn't seem to have good intentions. I have to identify for you what exactly his intentions are. Su Qinghui, don't treat me like a child. I have the ability to distinguish right from wrong. I also know what kind of plan can make money, and what kind of plan can bring benefits to the group. Of course you know, but you don't know the evil side of men. I don't believe that you can't tell that Luo Cheng has ulterior motives. Chapter 732. Luo Cheng had ulterior motives, but didn't Su Qinghui? Qianxue. If you want to prove that you don't have ulterior motives, you can leave now. Don't mention anything about going home with me to meet my dad, and playing chess with him. Li Qianxue picked up her bag, and was about to walk out. Su Qinghui stood in front of her. Qianxue, I just want to see Dad. After all, I haven't seen him for a long time. Su Qinghui. Li Qianxue stopped in her tracks and glared at the man in front of her. That's not your father. Don't call me so intimately. She lifted her feet and left. Xiao Zhao was already waiting downstairs. She got in the car, ignoring Su Qinghui, who had been following her. Su Qinghui looked at her back and shook his head helplessly. By the time Li Qianxue got home, she had already composed herself. The moment she entered the door, she turned around and looked outside. There was no sign of a car, nor did she hear any sound of a car. She retracted her gaze, and her eyes regained their coldness. When Li Qianxue and Old Master Li sat down at the dining table, Uncle Zhang suddenly came in. Grandpa Sir is here. The only person Uncle Zhang would call Su Qinghui Sir was Su Qinghui. Old Master Li froze for a moment, and looked at Li Qianxue in confusion. Li Qianxue's hand that was holding the chopsticks tightened slightly. She turned her face expressionlessly to look at Uncle Zhang. He didn't manage to spit out the word, so what if he's here? Old Master Li's attitude was much better than Li Qianxue's. Although he was no longer in charge, he knew a little bit about the basic matters of the group. He naturally knew that Su Qinghui had recently cooperated with the Li group. Let him in. After Su Qinghui entered the room, Old Master Li looked at him kindly. Qinghui, have you eaten? No. Su Qinghui glanced at Li Qianxue as he spoke. Li Qianxue sat there expressionlessly. She didn't even bat an eyelid. Su Qinghui looked at Li Qianxue eagerly. Nanny Zhang took out a bowl and chopsticks and asked Su Qinghui to sit down and eat. Thank you, Auntie Zhang. Su Qinghui was quite polite. He had always been like this. He had always been polite to the people who worked in the Li family. You're too polite, sir. Nanny Zhang liked Su Qinghui very much. She took out a soup bowl and filled it for Su Qinghui before returning to the kitchen. Li Qianxue tightened her grip on her chopsticks. She had the urge to kick Su Qinghui out, but she resisted the urge. Old Master Li looked at Su Qinghui. What brings you here today? I haven't played chess with Dad for a long time. I happened to get a good chessboard from a friend, so I wanted to come and see you. Yes. All right. Li Qianxue nodded. Let's eat first. He asked Su Qinghui to eat, but he didn't remind Su Qinghui to change his words. Li Qianxue found it hard to breathe. Dad, eat. Old Master Li knew what she was going to say and glanced at her. Li Qianxue resisted the urge to smash the bowl and did not stand up to leave. Su Qinghui brought a jade cabinet with him. On the chessboard made of Hetian topaz, the warm black jade, and the high-quality mutton fat jade had been carefully carved. Every chess piece had a very clear texture when held in the hand. My friend got this from a jade carving master. I know that you love to play chess, so I asked him to transfer it to me. Good. Not bad. Old Master Li loved to play chess, and he did have good chess pieces. But this set of chess pieces did look good. The jade was good, and the carving was good. Then let's play a game? The two sat down and began to play chess. Li Qianxue stood behind the two of them and watched Old Master Li and Su Qinghui follow them. She felt a burst of anger in her heart. She glared at the two of them, turned around, and went upstairs without looking back. Su Qinghui picked up a white chess piece and put it on the chessboard. He looked at Li Qianxue's back from the corner of his eye, and his eyes were dark. Old Master Li put down a black chess piece. Although he was old, his eyes were very sharp. He saw Su Qinghui's eyes at a glance. Qinghui, how have you been? Li Qianxue returned to her room, still feeling annoyed. Lin City had entered the middle of summer. The weather was hot, and the atmosphere was hot. Su Qinghui, Su Qinghui. Li Qianxue constantly adjusted her breathing, trying to stop thinking about Su Qinghui's annoying smile. Half an hour later, Li Qianxue, who had taken a shower, had calmed down. She couldn't panic, and she couldn't be affected by Su Qinghui's actions. She picked up the book she had placed on the bedside table, walked to the chaise longue, and lay down to read. As for Su Qinghui, who cared about him? Once we dreamed that we didn't know each other. When we woke up, we knew that we loved each other. Compared to this sentence, I prefer another one. Love, when you come over with a lit lamp of pain in your hand, I can see your face, and I see you as happiness. The sudden voice behind her startled Li Qianxue, and the book in her hand almost fell to the ground. Su Qinghui quickly grabbed the book and looked at the cover. The English edition of Stray Birds. I remember I brought it back from England. Li Qianxue took the book from his hand, and her cold face had a hint of coldness that kept people 1,000 miles away. I just took a random book. You don't need to interpret it too much. Su Qinghui stood beside the chaise longue and didn't speak. He looked at Li Qianxue with a faint smile on his face. How did you get in? Get out. This is my room. It used to be my room. Su Qinghui wasn't affected by her cold face at all. I sent Dad upstairs and told him that I was going back. Dad asked me to come over and say hello to you. No need. Li Qianxue realized that when she was downstairs, Su Qinghui must have said something to Old Master Li. Su Qinghui, don't think that you can bribe my father with a chess piece. Let me tell you, even if you bribe my father, it's useless. I won't forgive you. No matter who says it, I won't forgive you. Qianxue. Su Qinghui suddenly put a hand on the back of the chaise longue. He bent down and looked at her. You're very nervous. Nervous? What's there to be nervous about? Do I need to be nervous? It was ridiculous. Since you're not nervous, then I don't mind telling you. I have no intention of bribing Dad at all. I just know that he likes to play chess, so I gave him a chess piece. Su Qinghui's words were gentle. At his age, he had the steadiness and calmness that a young man didn't have. His eyes and his tone let Li Qianxue know that what he said was true. He really didn't need to please Old Master Li. Old Master Li wasn't someone who was easy to please. But the more this was the case, the more uncomfortable she felt. Turning away, she forced herself not to believe every word he said. Qianxue. Su Qinghui looked at the collection of stray birds that she was hugging tightly in her arms. He pulled the book back with a gentle gaze. I've said it before. I don't expect your forgiveness anymore. Putting the book aside, he placed his other hand by her side. This way, she was trapped between his body and the chair. You can never forgive me. This is your choice. I can also choose to love you for the rest of my life, whether you forgive me in the end or not, whether you give me a chance or not. Qianxue, loving you is my choice. Wanting to be by your side is my wish. All of this is just my own subjective will. It has nothing to do with you, so you don't have to be nervous. His hot breath brushed against her face. She was already so familiar with the aura that was deep in her bones. At this moment, she was completely surrounded. At this moment, Li Qianxue thought that she had returned to that afternoon many years ago. The young man who was confident and confident stood at the front desk of the conference room and spoke of his ideas. Her heart skipped a beat. The moment she heard her own heartbeat, Li Qianxue suddenly reached out her hand and pushed him hard. Have you said enough? If you have, I'll ask you to leave. The resistance on her face was even more obvious than before. Su Qinghui knew that he couldn't force her, and he wasn't in a hurry to make progress in one day. I'm leaving. Qianxue, remember to rest well. If you're not here, I can naturally rest well. Li Qianxue believed that with her status, she had reached the point of being very calm about everything. But every time she faced Su Qinghui, she would always lose her composure. This feeling wasn't good at all. As if to prove her words, Li Qianxue stood up and planned to walk towards the bed. Su Qinghui's body hadn't completely retreated. As soon as she stood up, she bumped into him. Su Qinghui took a step back, and she took a step forward. In order to prevent her from falling, he could only choose to hold her waist. This way Li Qianxue's entire body was in his arms. He lowered his head and looked at Li Qianxue's beautiful face. After showering, her entire body was filled with the smell of rose-scented shower gel. She was only wearing a bathrobe, and her collar was slightly open. Looking at the scene at the collar, Su Qinghui's eyes darkened a little. Where are you looking? Li Qianxue raised her head angrily. Su Qinghui retracted his gaze and looked at her red lips that were slightly open because of her anger. Suddenly, he couldn't help but tilt his head and kiss her lips. Li Qianxue was shocked by his sudden action. She even forgot how to react for a moment. It was very soft. Su Qinghui remembered the kiss that stopped after a brief touch. But the memory wasn't as deep as it was in front of him. He exerted a little force and pressed forward a little. It was really soft and slightly sweet. He suddenly couldn't stop. The hand on his waist began to exert force, and he pressed her body into his arms. He tilted his head and deepened the contact. This kiss made him addicted. He couldn't help but want more, much more. Li Qianxue suddenly raised her hand and pushed him away forcefully. She took a big step back, gritted her teeth, and glared at Su Qinghui with fierce eyes. Su Qinghui. That's enough. What kind of person did he think she was? Not enough. Get out. Su Qinghui looked at her deeply. Okay. Li Qianxue thought that he was going to leave, but Su Qinghui took another step forward. He tilted his head and kissed her on the cheek. I'm leaving. Good night, Qianxue. He turned around and left, his footsteps slightly faster. Li Qianxue couldn't flare up even if she wanted to. She stood there, feeling even angrier. While she was angry, her mind couldn't help but flash back to the deep kiss just now. Her body was full of Su Qinghui's scent, and the influence he left behind. Li Qinshua's expression was ugly. That night, she couldn't help but lose sleep again. Li Qianxue looked at Chen Pingyuan in front of her with a gloomy expression. She was now at the construction site of City Star. She came in the afternoon, and as expected she didn't see Chen Pingyuan. She even deliberately waited until it was almost time to get off work. But she didn't see Chen Pingyuan. Li Qianshue's anger grew as she waited longer and longer. When Yang Rong informed Chen Pingyuan to come to the construction site, she waited for nearly an hour. Li Qianshue's expression was already extremely ugly. Supervisor Chen. Li Qianxue didn't even bother to call his name. Can you explain to me where you have been all afternoon? What did you do? Chen Pingyuan didn't expect to be caught red-handed by Li Qianxue, and his expression didn't look good. Qianxue, look. Please call me President Li. Li Qianxue didn't give him any face. Chen Pingyuan's father was a little embarrassed. I can explain this. I did have something to do in the afternoon, so I didn't make it in time. Don't worry, I usually work hard to watch here. It's fine. Li Qianxue didn't say anything. She just stared at his face so intently that Chen Pingyuan himself avoided her gaze. Li Qianxue didn't intend to waste time with him. She turned around and looked at Yang Rong. Inform the finance department to pay him tomorrow. Qianxue, you can't do this, Qianxue. Chen Pingyuan called out a few times, but Li Qianxue didn't intend to look at him anymore. She turned around and walked to the back. Chen Pingyuan tried to chase after her, but he was blocked by Yang Rong and Xiao Zhao. Li Qianxue, you cold-blooded woman. We're relatives. Do you have to be so ruthless? Li Qianxue, I don't believe that you can find a better supervisor. Li Qianxue. There were waves of clamors behind her, but Li Qianxue pretended not to hear them. She walked on the construction site where the foundation had already been built. Her expression was calm. If you believe me, I have a good recommendation. The sudden voice made Li Qianxue turn her face. When she saw Su Qinghui standing in front of her, she was no longer surprised. Did you come here to see the result? No. I'm here to help you. Su Qinghui said a name. This person was also in the Li Corporation before. He only left for a period of time, because of family matters. If you believe me, he will definitely be able to do it. Because of family matters. Li Qianxue looked at him expressionlessly. Didn't he leave because he wanted to follow you? Qianxue, do you think that when I left, Manager Lin and the others left because of me? Isn't that so? Qianxue, I'm not as despicable as you think. Su Qinghui seemed to be a little helpless. Those people were just used to doing things with him. But the person he was talking about today was indeed competent. You really can think about it. Su Qinghui. Li Qianxue suddenly became serious. Can you stay away from me? Don't approach her, don't provoke her, stay away from her, stay away. Chapter 733. Li Qianxue hated the feeling of things getting out of control. She liked to have everything in her hands. Su Qinghui's recent actions were far beyond her control. The golden crow sank to the west, and the night breeze blew gently. Li Qianxue didn't tie her hair up when she came out today. A few strands of hair flew forward from the back. Su Qinghui didn't respond to her. He raised his hand and gently tucked her hair behind her ear. Are you tired? You seem to have waited for a long time. Are you hungry? Want to have dinner together? Su Qinghui. Li Qianxue waved his hand away. I said, can you stay away from me? Su Qinghui's hand was in the air, and he gently put it down. He looked at her and said very seriously, I can't. My place is all yours. Su Qinghui pressed the position of his heart. It told me that if I stay away from you it will die. Then you can go to hell. Li Qianxue was so angry that she blurted out without thinking. Su Qinghui's face darkened. At that moment, the air was dead silent. Su Qinghui stood there, as if he had fallen into darkness. After Li Qianxue said that, she fell silent. The air suddenly fell silent. The two of them stood in the night wind without saying a word. Li Qianxue looked down. Her watery eyes were misty, and no one could tell what she was thinking. Su Qinghui stood in front of him. He slowly lowered his hand, which had been in the air, and then clenched it into a fist. The phone rang and broke the silence. Li Qianxue answered the phone very quickly. Yusen? When Li Qianxue picked up the phone, she glanced at Su Qinghui, then turned around and walked to the other side. You're back. Didn't you say you had something to do at school? Why don't you let Littleine pick you up? Really, why didn't you tell me in advance? Although Li Qianshue's tone was filled with complaint, it was not difficult to hear the gentleness in it. Su Qinghui was standing not far from her. He felt complicated as he watched Li Qianxue talk to Su Yusen in such a gentle tone. He didn't know when Qianxue would speak to him in such a gentle voice. How much longer did he have to wait? All right. Mommy will be right back. Li Qianxue hung up the phone and walked toward the parking lot. Su Qinghui followed behind her. Yusen is back. Su Qinghui looked at Li Qianxue gently. Yes. Su Qinghui looked at her profile and suddenly said, Qianxue, I won't die. Li Qianshue's footsteps paused for a moment, but she immediately picked up her pace, as if nothing had happened. She walked even faster than before. I still want to stay with you, whether you need it or not. I want to be with you forever. So I won't die. Su Qinghui looked at Li Qianxue, who had already walked to the front of the car. At least, before I see your true happiness, I won't die easily. What he hoped the most was that he was the one who brought her happiness. Li Qianxue, whose hand was already on the car door, suddenly turned to look at him because of his words. She narrowed her eyes and looked at him coldly. Su Qinghui, you brought all my misfortune to me. You really don't have the right to say that. Last night, Li Qianxue was happy because Su Yusen had gone home, so she chatted with him until it was too late. When she woke up in the morning, she accidentally overslept. When she went downstairs, she saw Su Qinghui and Su Yusen sitting in the living room playing chess. Old Master Li was sitting by the side watching the game. Li Qianxue got up early in the morning. Her happy mood because her son had returned home inexplicably disappeared at this time. She glanced at the three men, and finally forced herself to turn in the direction of the dining room. During breakfast, the irritation in Li Qianshue's heart did not disappear. Instead, it became stronger. She wouldn't have such emotions before. In the past year, no matter how many times Su Qinghui appeared in front of her, she could be calm. But now, something seemed to be different. In the past, she didn't stop Su Qinghui from approaching the children, nor did she stop Su Yusen from approaching the two children. It didn't make sense for her to cut off the relationship between father and son now. Did she? Such a thing went against her nature. She couldn't do it. But her heart was indeed very upset. Li Qianxue sat at the dining table, her brows tightly knitted. Su Qinghui, is it so hard to get you out of my life? I really don't believe it. When Li Qianxue returned to the living room, Su Qinghui and Su Yusen had just finished a game. Su Qinghui was putting the chess pieces into the box. Old Master Li looked at his grandson. Yusen, have you been busy for more than half a year? I feel that your chess skills have regressed. It's not that I have regressed. It's that Dad has improved. Su Yusen put away the chess pieces with a faint smile on his face. Yusen may be too busy. Su Qinghui found an excuse for Su Yusen. He has to be busy with his studies. How can he have time to learn how to play chess? Yes, after all, not everyone is like you. You don't do your business and do other things every day. Li Qianxue couldn't bear to see Su Qinghui talk about Su Yusen, so she couldn't help but speak up. Su Qinghui put the last chess piece back into the chess box. He looked up at Li Qianxue. For me, getting you back is the most important thing. This sudden confession made Su Yusen and Old Master Li silent. The two of them couldn't help but look in Li Qianshue's direction. Li Qianxue was so stunned by Su Qinghui's words that she didn't know how to respond. Seeing the way her son looked at her, she spoke without thinking. Yusen, it's good that you're back. I'll take you into the company tomorrow. For the next few days, you can help me look after the company. Mom, now that you're back, I'll have time to see your sister. Besides, I also want to follow Nian Nian and the others. Qianxue. Old Master Li looked at Li Qianxue disapprovingly. Li Qianxue didn't want to stay any longer. She went straight in the direction of the door. Su Yusen got up and wanted to chase after her. Su Qinghui pressed his shoulder, shook his head at him, and took the lead to follow. Li Qinshua's footsteps were very fast and anxious. Su Qinghui's steps were bigger than hers. When she reached the garden, he blocked her way. Qianxue, Qianxue, get out of the way. The last thing Li Qianxue wanted to see now was Su Qinghui's face. I won't let you. Su Qinghui blocked her and didn't let her go any further. If you're unhappy with me, you can come at me. Why are you coming at Yusin? How did I come at Yusin? You're leaving just because he's back? What do you want Yusin to think? Who caused me to leave? Wasn't it you? Qianxue, be reasonable. You said that you wouldn't stop me from being close to the child. Yusin is my son. He's back, so it's normal for me to come to see him. Yes, it's normal, so you can go see him. I don't object. Li Qianxue took a step back, her eyes cold. You father and son have a good time seeing each other. I'll leave. Isn't that what you want? Qianxue, don't be like this. Su Qinghui didn't understand what Li Qianxue was angry about. You wouldn't vent your anger on me in the past. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? Didn't I learn from you? Li Qianxue actually knew that what she was doing was wrong. However, she saw Su Qinghui and Su Yusin sitting together playing chess, and old Master Li watching from the side. At that moment, she actually had a feeling that nothing had changed, and everything was still the same as before. She actually had a feeling that she and Su Qinghui had never divorced. She was still his wife, and he was her husband. The Li family was still the same as before, and Su Qinghui was still the same as before. Everything was the same. She hated this feeling very much, so she didn't even think about it and said sarcastically, besides, didn't I learn from you? You hate me for forcing you to get married. So you took my child away. Aren't you also venting your anger on me? What right do you have to say that about me? The morning sun shone on the two of them, but the atmosphere suddenly became silent, just like yesterday. Su Qinghui's face turned deathly pale because of Li Qianshue's words. He stood there, and even the sun couldn't make his face shine. Li Qianxue suddenly fell silent. She had finished speaking and fought back, but she didn't feel happy. She used to think that she was willing to use this method to attack Su Qinghui. She had been in so much pain, so she wanted to make him suffer even more. But she had clearly decided not to be that kind of person, and she wouldn't do that kind of thing. But why did she become like this now? Her heart was aching. Her heart felt as if it was being held by a hand, suffocating and suppressing. She couldn't stay any longer, so she raised her feet and was about to leave. However, Su Qinghui suddenly grabbed her hand at this moment. Qianxue. Su Qinghui's grip on her wrist was a little tight, and she couldn't break free. She could only choose to turn her face away and not look at Su Qinghui. I know I did what I did. I made a mistake. No matter what I did or said, you won't forgive me. I also know that you don't want to see me. His heart ached as if it was being pierced by a needle. Qianxue, you hate me, you won't forgive me. You don't want to see me. You hate me. You refuse to forgive me. You don't want to see me, it's all fine. But please don't vent your anger on me. Because I've vented my anger on you before. I know that venting your anger won't make people happier. For so many years, the pain of her nightmares, the regret when she was awake, and the conflict that she couldn't tell anyone. He knew all those emotions, so he didn't want her to be like him. Qianxue, if you really don't want to see me, I can meet Yusin outside. You don't have to go. I'll go. As he spoke, he let go of his hand bit by bit. He looked at Li Qianxue. She stood there expressionlessly, still not looking at him. He smiled bitterly. Some things really couldn't be wrong. He turned around and left. His footsteps were extremely slow. Li Qianxue stood still, and didn't even turn her head to look at him, until Su Qinghui's figure disappeared into the garden. Since Su Qinghui didn't appear, Li Qianxue naturally didn't need to go to Su Qingsong's place in Rong City to avoid him. Li Qianxue was happy that her son was back, but she still had to do what she had to do. She brought Su Yusin to the company for an internship, and handed some important matters to Su Yusin to deal with. She also let him know about some of the big projects that the company was currently working on. Among them was City Star. This design is very good. Su Yusin looked at the construction site in front of him that was making good progress, and there was some admiration in his eyes. Our team is still very impressive to be able to come up with such a plan. Li Qianshua's expression instantly became a little subtle. This plan was made by Su Qinghui. Mom, who designed this? I want to meet him. Su Yusin was the person who was going to take over the company in the future. He needed to understand some of the company's main talents. If I have the chance, I still want to go to the construction site to take a look. Li Qianshua's expression became even more subtle. Under Su Yusin's somewhat puzzled gaze, she pulled the document back from his hand. This plan was made by your father. Huh? After Li Qianshua said that, she didn't want to say anything else. Su Yusin looked at her expression carefully. So it's my father? But Dad and you with the company. Alright, that's all for today. If you want to go to the construction site, you can go in the afternoon. Li Qianshua didn't want to mention Su Qinghui anymore. Ever since she said those words in the garden that day and angered Su Qinghui away, she hadn't seen Su Qinghui again. In the past few days, not only did Su Qinghui not appear, but Luo Cheng also stopped looking for him. She didn't know where Wei Ting had gone. Her world suddenly became very quiet. It was so quiet that she almost couldn't help but wonder if such silence had anything to do with Su Qinghui. I have an appointment with a friend in the afternoon. After I have dinner with my friend, I'll go to the construction site to take a look at it in the evening. What's there to see at night? Li Qianshua looked at Su Yusin with a disapproving expression. Just go and see it during the day. No, you can see it more clearly at night. Su Yusin stood up as he spoke. Alright, Mom, you go ahead with your work. I'll go by myself after I see my friend. You. Li Qianshua had no choice. Remember to drive slowly. Don't drive fast. Got it. Su Yusin left. After he left, Li Qianshua wasn't in the mood to deal with the company. Su Qinghui's face flashed in her mind. Had he really decided not to appear again? That was all he could insist on. Fortunately, she didn't let down her guard. Li Qianshua convinced herself. After Li Qianshua went home for dinner that night, it started to rain outside. She looked at the time. At this time, Su Yusin should have finished his party with his friends. It was raining outside. Li Qianshua decided to call him and ask him to go home directly. There was no need to go to the construction site in such a heavy rain. The construction site could be seen at any time. There was no hurry. Unexpectedly, Li Qianshua called Su Yusin's phone, but no one answered. After that, she called several times, but no one answered. Suddenly, she couldn't sit still anymore. Qianshua? What's wrong? Old Master Li, who was also in the living room, was playing chess. Seeing his daughter's restless appearance, he couldn't help but ask. Nothing. Li Qianshua shook her head. She looked at the time and sat up. Dad, I'm going out for a while. You should rest later. Chapter 734. Li Qianshua still felt worried. He wanted to find Su Yusin in person. She didn't want him to really go to the construction site. Especially in this kind of weather, it was really not reassuring. It's raining so late. Where are you going? I'm going out for a while. Li Qianshua didn't want old Master Li to worry. She suddenly remembered that the weather forecast said that there would be a typhoon tonight. He could only blame the weather for being nice during the day, but it turned out like this at night. When she got in the car, she called Su Yusin again, but there was still no answer. Li Qianshua knew some of Su Yusin's classmates. However, it was not clear which classmates Su Yusin had gone out with tonight. She had no choice but to call a few of Su Yusin's classmates that she knew, but he still hadn't seen Su Yusin. Helpless, Li Qianshua asked Xiao Zhao to drive the car to the construction site. He felt a little regretful. She shouldn't be in a hurry to let Su Yusin take over the Li Group's affairs, although that would be Su Yusin's business sooner or later. What she regretted even more was her irresponsibility. The Li Group was now her responsibility. How could she let Su Yusin manage the Li Group, just because Su Qinghui's appearance made her feel unsafe? This was not appropriate at all. She knew very well that this had nothing to do with Su Qinghui, but she couldn't help but vent her anger on him. The rain outside the car window was very heavy, and her heart became more and more anxious. It would be fine if Su Yusin was fine, but what if something happened to him? Li Qianxue didn't dare to think about it. She didn't dare to think about it at all. Both of them had been brought into this world by her hard work. Every one of her children was her treasure. She couldn't bear the thought of anything happening to any of the children. Forcing herself to throw those bad things out of her mind, the Li family was about an hour's drive away from City Star. It was still raining, and the car couldn't go fast. Li Qianxue was even more anxious. Drive faster, Li Qianxue instructed Xiao Zhao. Xiao Zhao glanced at her from the rearview mirror. He wanted to say that the rain was heavy, and it was not suitable to drive fast. But how could Li Qianxue listen to him? He had no choice but to speed up. Unexpectedly, the night was not dark, and there were not many cars on the road. Although little Zhao was little Zhao, he was also an experienced driver. He had just slowed down the car at the turn in front. But he didn't know that there was a yellow light at the other end of the turn. There was a car on the other side of the road that wanted to break through, and it happened to hit their car. Before Xiao Zhao could react, another car in front of them was disrupted by the sudden accident, and the car crashed into them again. The two cars collided together. No matter how good little Zhao's driving skills were, he couldn't help but panic. He turned the steering wheel to the other side as fast as he could, but the road was too slippery because of the rain. The car slid out and hit the guardrail on the side. At the same time, the car behind crashed into them, and the car in front. It was chaos. When Su Qinghui received the news and rushed to the hospital, he felt as if someone had grabbed his heart. He had difficulty breathing and rushed into the hospital, but he didn't have any more reason. Every time he caught a person, he would ask where Li Qianxue was. His car was parked outside in the parking lot, and there was an open space in the middle. He rushed in directly. His hair was still wet, but he didn't care at all. He finally rushed in the direction of the operating room. When he saw the light in the operating room, Su Qinghui's legs went soft. Qianxue, Qianxue? There was no sign of Li Qianxue in the corridor. He was the first to receive the news. Now the corridor was empty, and he had no idea what was going on. He took out his phone and wanted to make a call. Su Yusen received the news and came over. For the time being, no one had informed Old Master Li. Su Yusen looked at Su Qinghui, his face full of anxiety. Dad, how is Mom? I don't know. Su Qinghui's whole body revealed a great sense of powerlessness. He leaned against the wall dejectedly. His whole body was like an eggplant that had been hit by frost. How could such a thing happen? Su Yusen looked at the light in the operating room. When he received the call, he was about to go home after a party with his friends. He didn't answer Li Qianxue's call because he left his phone in the car. However, he didn't expect Li Qianxue to run out to look for him because she was worried about him. For a moment, Su Yusen's expression was quite ugly. Su Qinghui curled up there. He didn't know what he was thinking. He only knew that he was very wrong now, very bad. He suddenly walked in front of Su Yusen and looked at him with a serious face. Your mother will be fine, right? Su Yusen had never seen Su Qinghui like this. He didn't know the situation, and he didn't know how to answer. You say, Qianxue will be fine, right? She will be fine, right? He asked 3 times in a row, and each time his tone was a little more intense than before. Su Yusen looked at him like this and couldn't say anything. He could only shake his head hard. Yes, she will be fine. He still had so many things he hadn't done for her. He hadn't accompanied her as she slowly grew old. He hadn't let her know his true feelings. How could something happen to her? No, definitely not. The lights in the operating room were still on. Su Qinghui's heart had been hanging in the air, floating in the air, unable to land, until a cell phone rang. Su Yusen quickly took out his cell phone and found that it was Li Qianxue's number calling him. He quickly picked it up. Mom, are you okay? Li Qianxue's voice was very soft and weak. I'm fine. Yusen, where are you? Haven't you gone home yet? I'm in the hospital. Mom, where are you? I'm in the hospital too. Su Qinghui and Su Yusen looked at each other. A minute later, the father and son rushed downstairs together. Downstairs, Li Qianxue was sitting in a wheelchair. Her hand was in a cast, and she was downstairs outside the operating room. Su Qinghui and Su Yusen rushed over in a hurry. Especially Su Qinghui. When he heard that there was a car accident, he thought it was Li Qianxue. He rushed upstairs to the operating room. However, Li Qianxue was downstairs outside the operating room. The one in the operating room was not her, but Xiao Zhao. The car was hit. Because of Xiao Zhao, he tried to make the side where Li Qianxue was sitting face a safer and emptier direction. However, when the front and back of the car were hit, he was not so lucky. He was seriously injured and was still being resuscitated. As for Li Qianxue, because of Xiao Zhao's timely reaction, her hand was hit on the car door. Her foot was caught. Her foot was only sprained and bruised. However, because of the reaction force, her hand was fractured. Therefore, her left hand was in a heavy cast. And because of the bruise on her foot, she could only sit in a wheelchair. Su Qinghui couldn't see the cast on her body, nor could he see her sitting in a wheelchair. He quickly rushed over and hugged Li Qianxue. He hugged her very hard, very tightly, as if he wanted to rub her into his body. Qianxue, Qianxue. The huge sense of fear made Su Qinghui's voice tremble. He had never thought that he might lose Li Qianxue one day. He had always thought that he would have many opportunities and a lot of time. Qianxue, it's great that you're okay. He suddenly let go of his hand and took a step back. He looked Li Qianxue up and down. Are you okay? What happened to your hand? I'm fine. Li Qianxue was hurt by Su Qinghui just now. If she hadn't moved her hand quickly, she would have been in pain. How can you be fine? How can you be fine? Your hand is like this. And your foot? How is your foot? Is it serious? Did you hurt your bones? He asked a lot of questions in one breath. Su Yusin, who came with him, didn't have a chance to speak. Has the doctor arranged a ward? Did he say how long he will stay in the hospital? Su Qinghui seemed to have thought of something. He turned around and looked at Su Yusin. Yusin, hurry up and finish the procedures. Su Yusin looked at Li Qianxue worriedly. After confirming that her life was indeed not in danger, he turned around and went to finish the procedures. Li Qianxue sat in the wheelchair and looked at the fear in Su Qinghui's eyes. This was the first time she had seen this emotion in Su Qinghui's eyes. She seemed to look at him in confusion. Was he afraid? Qianxue. Su Qinghui checked Li Qianxue up and down. She looked a little disheveled. Her hair was messy, and her clothes were stained with blood. Her feet were bandaged, and her hands were still in a cast. She really couldn't be more disheveled. Where else are you hurt? Where else does it hurt? Tell me. Where's the doctor? Did the doctor just leave you here and leave you alone? Su Qinghui. Li Qianxue glanced at him and interrupted him. Can you not speak for a while? In fact, she was also scared. She didn't see the car behind her when it crashed, but she saw the car in front of her, and Xiao Zhao's car hit the railing. Even if the wind and rain were heavy, she could definitely see it at such a close distance. She still hadn't recovered from her shock. Okay, I won't speak. Su Yusin stopped talking, but his heart didn't relax. He was very afraid, very afraid. He reached out, avoided Li Qianxue's injured hand, and held her in his arms. He was more restrained than before, but he was still very tight. Li Qianxue's brows furrowed slightly. She wanted to push him away, but one of her hands was injured. Her right hand was not injured. She raised it but then put it down. She didn't move, and he didn't stop either. He just let her hug him. The corridor was very quiet. Su Qinghui's heart had been hanging in the air until now. With her soft body in his arms and the slight warmth, he felt that his heart finally relaxed a little. Qianxue, Qianxue. Qianxue. He buried his face in her neck. It's great that you're fine. It was really great. Li Qianxue wanted him to get up, but she looked at the top of her head in front of her and didn't say anything. Su Qinghui hugged her for a while and suddenly raised his head. Is that Xiao Zhao inside? Yes. Li Qianxue nodded gently and looked at the operating theater that was still lit. She didn't know how Xiao Zhao was doing. You're still injured. Su Qinghui saw that Su Qinghui was already coming over. He looked at the time. You should rest first. No need. She wanted to wait here for the results to see if Xiao Zhao was okay. Qianxue. Her stubbornness sometimes really gave him a headache. Don't be noisy. I want to wait here. If she hadn't suddenly wanted to go out, Xiao Zhao wouldn't have. Okay. Su Qinghui knew that he couldn't persuade her, so he hugged her tighter. Wait, I'll wait with you. Li Qianxue didn't let him push her away. When Su Yusin came back, she asked Su Yusin to go home, but Su Yusin refused. In the end, the three of them waited together. The surgery went on for a few hours. Finally, the doctor came out and said that Xiao Zhao's life was out of danger. In the future he would have to rest well. Li Qianxue finally heaved a sigh of relief and was relieved. Xiao Zhao was transferred to the intensive care unit, while Li Qianxue was forced back to the ward by Su Qinghui to let her rest. She was indeed tired. Previously, she thought that something had happened to Su Yusin, so she was already worried. She didn't expect that she would have to do something like this again. She was indeed tired now. However, before she could react, Su Qinghui had already picked her up and placed her on the hospital bed. Then he covered her with the blanket. Sleep. I'll watch over you, he said. Li Qianxue glanced at him and finally turned her face away. She looked at the rain that was still falling outside the window and closed her eyes in silence. When Li Qianxue woke up, the room was a little dark. She didn't know where she put her phone after making that call. She wanted to reach for her phone to check the time, but someone had already held her hand. Qianxue? You're awake? How do you feel now? Li Qianxue used the light bulb outside to suddenly see the situation in front of her clearly. You didn't leave? I told you I'll stay with you. I'll always stay with you. Su Qinghui didn't say anything else, but both of them could understand what he was saying. Li Qianxue looked at him and seemed to be inadvertently asking, Where's Yusin? He stayed with you for half the night. I asked him to go back first. I'll ask Auntie Zhang to make some soup for you later. After a moment of silence, Li Qianxue thought for a moment. How's Xiao Zhao? Is he okay? He's fine. He woke up once before. I went to see him. Don't worry. Su Qinghui held her uninjured right hand and said very seriously, Qianxue, your injury isn't light either. Don't worry about others for now. Have a good rest first. Li Qianxue withdrew her hand and shifted her gaze to the side. She didn't look at Su Qinghui. Su Qinghui, you don't have to do this. Qianxue. Su Qinghui held her hand and looked into her eyes very seriously. I don't have to do what? Are you trying to say that I don't have to stay with you? Or do you mean that I don't have to accompany you? Qianxue, don't say any more. I won't listen to you. He lowered his head and planted a kiss on the back of her hand. Su Qinghui, who had been cold for almost half his life, could no longer be as indifferent as before. Qianxue, you don't know how scared I was last night. You also don't know how worried I was last night. So, I won't leave. I want to stay with you and watch over you. Qianxue, I can't be without you. Li Qianxue felt the warmth on her hand and saw the sincerity in his eyes. Chapter 735. Li Qianxue didn't sleep for long. She was a person who couldn't sleep when she had something on her mind. Not to mention that she was injured now and had a cast on her hand. If she was still a little confused when she first woke up, she was basically awake now. She was clearly awake, and she knew that the most important thing she should do at this moment was to pull back her hand and slap Su Qinghui to get out. However, at this moment she actually didn't do anything. All she could think of was the fear when the car was hit by the guardrail. She almost thought that she would die. The only thing she could think of was the fear that the doctor said that she was fine. He just bandaged her and put a cast on her so that she could rest. Before she could escape from that fear, he appeared. He hugged her tightly, warmed her, and let her know that she wasn't alone. In the past 20 years, Li Qianxue hadn't looked forward to this day every day. She hadn't thought about it every day, hoping that Su Qinghui would respond to her and give her a shoulder when she was tired. But he hadn't. However, she didn't expect that this year, more than a year after their divorce, Su Qinghui would hug her tightly and warm her with his chest. Does your hand hurt? She didn't respond. Su Qinghui was a little worried. Does your hand hurt? Do you want to call the doctor? Su Qinghui seemed to think of something and frowned. Hungry? I asked Yusin to go home and ask Auntie Zhang to cook. It might be a little far. Wait a while. The food in the hospital isn't delicious. Li Qianxue didn't respond again. She looked at Su Qinghui, who was like a person in a dream, and felt that it was extremely unreal. Li Qianxue seemed to suddenly react. She turned her face and looked out the window at the still gloomy sky. There are nurses in the hospital. Since Yusin will come later, there's nothing for you to do here. You can go. Are you chasing me away? Su Qinghui didn't expect Li Qianxue to turn against him as soon as she woke up. Yes, I'm chasing you away. Li Qianxue's voice was cold. I seem to have said before that I don't want to see you. He purposely lowered his voice and spoke in a cold tone. And she could easily put on a cold face. She rejected Su Qinghui. She didn't want the man who had made her dream and woke up from it. She turned around to look at the back view outside the window, aloof and cold. Her entire person gave off a feeling of being 1,000 miles away. There was silence behind her. Li Qianxue thought that Su Qinghui had left. However, she felt the bed move, and then her body was gently embraced by someone. Su Qinghui hugged her from behind and rested his chin on her neck. His hands encircled her waist. Qianxue. His voice was husky and magnetic. His hot breath was on her neck, and she couldn't help but shrink her neck. I'm not leaving. I will stay and take care of you until you recover. He looked at her porcelain-like neck and tilted his head. His warm lips landed on it. Li Qianxue was clearly not a little girl. But because of his kiss, she felt her entire body stiffen and tremble. After you recover, I won't leave either. I won't leave even if you drive me away. I want to watch you. I want you to be in front of me at all times. I want to keep an eye on you. Otherwise I won't be at ease. Qianxue. At my age, I don't care about face anymore. I don't care about what else I will lose. But I'm afraid of losing you. Do you know? Li Qianxue didn't dare to move at all. Her body was very stiff. She even felt weak all over, and her limbs felt like jelly. Just because of a hug and a kiss from him. It's done. Su Qinghui finally let go of her, held her waist, and let her lie down. He then took a pillow from the side and placed it on her back. You rest for a while. I'll go get water. Su Qinghui got up and went to get water. He soon returned, took a towel, put the warm water in, and came out to wipe Li Qianxue's face. His movements were very gentle, as if he was wiping some treasure. Li Qianxue watched his movements. This time, she didn't ask him to leave. She wanted to tell him to get lost and say that there was a nurse. But those words had already been said. She turned her face and forced herself not to care, not to look, and not to care. However, there seemed to be a warm current in her heart that slowly poured into the depths of her heart. When Su Yusin entered the door, he felt that his parents' state seemed to be a little strange. He stopped and looked at the two people in the ward. After waiting for a while, he went in and put down the lunch box in his hand. Auntie Zhang and Old Master Li were downstairs and would come up soon. He didn't intend to let Old Master Li know, but such a big thing couldn't be hidden at all. Mom, are you okay? Li Qianxue withdrew her gaze. When she saw Su Yusin, her face relaxed a little. Yusin, you're here? As she spoke, she glared at Su Qinghui with a fierce gaze. Su Qinghui's hand was originally on Li Qianxue, but he still stood by the bed and didn't intend to leave. Yes. Su Yusin thought for a moment and decided to tell Li Qianxue. Grandpa is downstairs. He's here too. Why are you so insensible? Li Qianxue suddenly became anxious. Grandpa is so old. How can you let him run around? He'll find out sooner or later. Su Yusin put the lunch box on the bedside table. It's not just Grandpa. I also know. I'm booking a plane ticket and rushing here. What? Li Qianxue really couldn't sit still this time. She sat up straight. The movement was so big that it even tore the wound on her arm. How can you tell your sister? The two children were still so young now. Was Su Qingsang going to bring the children to Lin City? How could she rest assured if she didn't bring them to Lin City? I said it. He'll find out sooner or later. As Su Qinghui spoke, he opened the lunchbox. Don't you think about it? Mom has to video chat with sister every day. How can we hide it? Then I can say that I went on a business trip. Mom, stop it. No matter where you go every day, you have to call and video chat with us. Have you forgotten? Li Qianxue was silent. Su Qinghui pressed her shoulder at the right time. Okay, the children are just concerned about you. I don't want you to say it. Of course I know. Li Qianxue glared at Su Qinghui. Her face looked fierce, but her voice was very soft. Su Qinghui smiled with a gentle expression. Su Yusen looked at the way the two of them interacted, and put the soup in front of Li Qianxue. Mom, drink some soup first. Breakfast is still in Nanny Zhang's hands. She should be up soon. Li Qianxue was just about to reach out to take it when Su Qinghui reached out at the right time, and put the bowl of soup in his hand. Let me do it. He sat down by the bed, and took the spoon to feed Li Qianxue. Li Qianxue's lips were pursed into a straight line. Your hand is injured. It's not convenient. My right hand is not injured. That's not convenient either. Su Qinghui scooped the soup, and put it to Li Qianxue's lips. Open your mouth. Li Qianxue looked at the patience in Su Qinghui's eyes. After a few seconds of stalemate, she finally opened her mouth. There was a faint smile in Su Qinghui's eyes, as if feeding her soup could make him happy. He was at the most charming time for a man. He didn't have the immaturity of those young and handsome men. He also lacked the shrewdness that a man in his 30s had. He was mature and steady, exuding an elegant temperament. And the way he looked at her was gentle and affectionate. Li Qianxue's heart skipped a beat again. She was like a little girl who had her first awakening of love. Her heart was beating fast. Her face inexplicably felt a little hot. Qianxue, are you okay? Old Master Li's energetic voice came from outside the door. Li Qianxue was about to speak. Old Master Li had already rushed into the ward. Qianxue? Dad, I'm fine. Li Qianxue tried to smile. Look at me. Aren't I fine? Your hands and feet are broken. How can you call that fine? Old Master Li had heard that she had been in a car accident early in the morning. Only now did he see his daughter's appearance. Her hands were cast, and her feet were bandaged. Old Master Li's face was a little ugly. How could you get into a car accident? Where's Xiao Zhao? How is he? Xiao Zhao hasn't woken up yet. Li Qianxue had asked about Xiao Zhao's situation just now. The doctor said that the anesthesia hasn't worn off yet. He might wake up later. It's good that he's fine. Old Master Li's eyes were full of worry. If there's another situation like yesterday, you're not allowed to go out again. Dad, I know. Li Qianxue was also worried yesterday. The father and daughter were talking happily, and Su Qinghui didn't leave. He placed the breakfast that Nanny Zhang brought out, and walked to Li Qianxue. Come have breakfast. I'll do it myself. I'll do it. Su Qinghui was very stubborn, and Li Qianxue felt embarrassed. But he didn't give her a chance to refuse. After all, her left hand was still in a cast. Old Master Li was worried about Li Qianxue just now, so he didn't pay much attention to others. Only now did he realize that Su Qinghui was here. Qinghui, why are you here? After all, it seemed that Su Qinghui hadn't been to the Li family for a while. He had thought, Dad. Su Qinghui didn't stop moving his hands. I heard that Qianxue had a car accident yesterday, so I came over. Li Qianxue was a little embarrassed. She wanted Su Qinghui to let her eat by herself. However, Su Qinghui was very domineering. Your hand is injured. I'll feed you. Old Master Li looked at Su Qinghui, and then at Li Qianxue. Dad, don't mind me. Qianxue's hand is injured, so it's not convenient. Su Qinghui said it casually, but it was this casual tone that made Old Master Li and the others feel that the relationship between the two had broken through. Dad. Li Qianxue knew what Old Master Li meant as soon as she saw his expression. She wanted to explain, but Su Qinghui fed her an egg. She had to swallow the egg in her mouth, so naturally she couldn't speak. Dad, I'll take care of Qianxue here. You guys can go back first. Su Qinghui glanced at Su Yusen as he spoke. Yusen, go to work at the company. Your mother should have taught you. You have to work hard. Got it. Then I'll leave first. Su Yusen wanted to stay. However, in this situation, she would definitely be a third wheel if she stayed. Mom, I'm leaving. Yusen. Li Qianxue wanted to stop him, but Su Yusen waved his hand, took the car key and left. Since you're fine, I'll go see Xiao Zhao. Old Master Li also turned around. I asked Auntie Zhang to prepare a bowl of soup for him. I'll bring it to him now. Dad, Li Qianxue wanted to speak, but old Master Li also left. Suddenly, only Li Qianxue and Su Qinghui were left in the ward. She glared at Su Qinghui, almost glaring a hole in his face. Don't be angry. Su Qinghui looked at her. Don't you think that Dad and Yusen are very understanding? I don't think so. Li Qianxue looked at him coldly. Su Qinghui, you're really good. He had won his son and father over to his side, and had both of them help him. Wasn't that really good? Qianxue. Su Qinghui put the bowl in his hand aside. I'd rather I was really good. In that case, you would give me a little more chance. Don't even think about it. Li Qianxue was furious. I won't give you a chance. It's okay. Su Qinghui didn't refute. As long as I can accompany you, I'll be very happy. Sweet words. Sweet words are only used on you. Li Qianxue felt that her teeth were a little sore. Stop, use your sweet words on other women. I only want to say them to you. Li Qianxue felt that her teeth were starting to ache. Stop talking. I want to sleep. She didn't sleep well last night. She needed to sleep for a while. Okay, you go to sleep. I'll accompany you. Who wants you to accompany me? Li Qianxue was stubborn. In the end, she didn't chase Su Qinghui out. Su Qinghui held the back of her waist and let her sleep. Seeing that her breathing gradually stabilized, he got up and went outside to make a phone call to explain some work matters. The Qinhui group had just been established, so Su Qinghui was actually very busy. However, no matter how busy he was, he had to put Li Qianxue first. After talking to Qiao Ran for a long time, he arranged some of the main work and told him that he didn't have time recently. After hanging up the phone, Su Qinghui seemed to have thought of something. He made a few more phone calls. He thought that Li Qianxue wouldn't wake up so soon, so he waited for everything to be arranged before returning to the ward. Unexpectedly, Li Qianxue wasn't the only one in the ward. Wei Ting was also standing by the bed. Seeing that it was him, Su Qinghui's face suddenly darkened. Wei Ting didn't come empty-handed. It was a coincidence. He happened to have something to look for Li Qianxue today. Unexpectedly, when he went to Li Qianxue's company, Li Qianxue didn't come. Not only did she not come, but Li Qianxue's secretary also told him that Li Qianxue had a car accident and wouldn't come to the company for a while. How could Wei Ting sit still now? He quickly rushed to the hospital. Before coming to the hospital, he didn't forget to buy a large bouquet of roses and some high-end nutrition products suitable for the patient. Wei Ting didn't turn around when he felt Su Qinghui's footsteps coming in behind him. He even deliberately told Li Qianxue, his face full of concern. Qianxue, how's your hand? Does it hurt? Li Qianxue didn't feel any pain just now, but now that she saw the two men crowded in this ward, she really felt the pain. Chapter 736. The atmosphere in the ward was a little strange. Li Qianxue's hand was injured. When Wei Ting brought the roses in, she couldn't reach out to take them. After all, Wei Ting had always been exaggerated. Every time he sent flowers, he would send a large bouquet of roses. Wei Ting was still holding a large bouquet of roses in his hand. His body was half bent, obviously wanting Li Qianxue to take the flowers. Li Qianxue didn't have the ability to take such a large bouquet of flowers with one hand. Just as she didn't know how to refuse, Su Qinghui came in. As soon as Su Qinghui came in, he saw the large bouquet of roses. He narrowed his eyes, but his expression didn't change. He calmly stepped forward and walked to Wei Ting's side. Taking the bouquet of flowers from his hand, Su Qinghui casually placed the flowers on the bedside table. However, he found that there were fruits and cups on it. He turned around and casually placed the flowers on the coffee table in the ward. Then, he walked to the other side of the bed and stood beside Li Qianxue. One of his hands didn't forget to place on Li Qianxue's shoulder. Only then did he look at Wei Ting. President Wei is very considerate. Thank you for coming to see Qianxue. Wei Ting's expression wasn't good. From the moment he saw Su Qinghui to when he took the roses from her hand, his expression was ugly. President Su is also very considerate. I just don't know why Qianxue is injured. Naturally, I have to take care of her. Su Qinghui smiled faintly. He looked at the unhappy expression on Wei Ting's face, and his expression immediately eased. Ever since Wei Ting was rejected by Li Qianxue last time, he had been very depressed. Other than being depressed, there was nothing he could do. After all, Li Qianxue wasn't a young girl who had just come out of society, nor was she an impulsive love brain. She was calm, rational and mature. She had her own set of rules. If he accidentally stepped on her line, she would definitely not give him the slightest chance. This was also why he stubbornly appeared, even though he knew that if he didn't appear for a period of time, Li Qianxue would completely forget about him. However, he didn't expect that he only wanted Li Qianxue to calm down for a few days and give her a buffer period. He was also thinking of ways to get close to Li Qianxue, but Su Qinghui had already beaten him to it. President Su, are you taking advantage of me? Taking advantage of others? Su Qinghui smiled. What does it have to do with you? As he spoke, he placed his hands on Li Qianxue's shoulders to assert his dominance. You. Wei Ting gritted his teeth and turned to look at Li Qianxue. Qianxue. His voice was full of grievance, but Li Qianxue only felt a headache. She really didn't have any more thoughts about Wei Ting. At most, she thought of this man as a little brother. After all, she was an only child and had no other siblings. Wei Ting, thank you for coming to see me. I'll look for you when I'm free. Is that okay? Li Qianxue clearly felt the hand on her shoulder tighten a little. Su Qinghui, that's enough. Qianxue. Wei Ting didn't want to. I don't want to go. I want to stay and take care of you. Wei Ting, stop messing around. She had asked Su Qinghui to stay partly because she was impulsive. However, Wei Ting also stayed behind. What was going on? I'm not messing around. Wei Ting was arguing with Su Qinghui. Why can he stay and take care of you? Why can't I? I don't care. I want to stay and take care of you. President Wei, you seem to have misunderstood something. Su Qinghui had already let go. He wrapped his arms around Li Qianxue's shoulders. Qianxue is my wife and the mother of my child. It's my duty to take care of her. What's your identity? What's my identity? I'm Qianxue's suitor. As for you, you and Qianxue are divorced. Why? Do you still think you can tie Qianxue up? Stop dreaming. Qianxue told me that she won't get back together with you. It's useless for you to act obedient here. Whether I act obedient or not has nothing to do with you, President Wei. As for whether Qianxue will get back together with me, that's not important. What's important is that she has already promised me today to stay and take care of her. He tilted his head to the side and looked at Li Qianxue affectionately. Qianxue, don't you think so? Li Qianxue looked at him and saw that he had made Wei Ting's face turn green. However, she didn't want to give him face. Just as she wanted to refute, the door of the ward opened again. This time, the person who came in was Old Master Li. He had already gone to see Xiao Zhao and hired 2 nurses to take care of Xiao Zhao. He also asked someone to keep an eye on Xiao Zhao. Once he woke up, he had to inform him in time. The old master was very concerned about the people who worked in the Li family. After he finished explaining everything, Xiao Zhao's family also rushed over. Xiao Zhao worked in Lin City, and his family was in another city. Old Master Li said a few more words to Xiao Zhao's wife before coming over. He didn't expect to see a young man the moment he arrived. He took a look and felt that this young man looked a little familiar, as if he had seen him somewhere before. Dad, you haven't gone back yet? Li Qianxue thought that Old Master Li had already gone home. She didn't expect that he hadn't. I didn't go back. Old Master Li shook his head. I went to see Xiao Zhao and was about to go back. Hello, uncle. When Wei Ting heard that he was Li Qianxue's father, he immediately stood up straight. I'm Wei Ting. I'm here to see Qianxue. By the way, I'm Qianxue's suitor. As soon as he said this, Su Qinghui and Li Qianxue's expressions changed at the same time. Old Master Li was already old, but his eyes were still sharp. Because of Wei Ting's words, he sized him up from head to toe. You're Wei Ting? Yes. I remember you. You've worked with our Li Corporation before, right? Yes. We've been working together since last year. Wei Ting didn't expect the old master to remember him, and even take the initiative to talk to him. His spirit suddenly changed. Old Master Li nodded, and didn't go along with Wei Ting's words. Are you pursuing Qin Xue? Yes. Wei Ting's answer was especially loud. Hey young man, do you really know what you're doing? After all, Qin Xue, uncle, in my heart, Qin Xue is perfect and impeccable. She's the most perfect woman. I know what I'm doing. I don't care if she has children, if she's divorced, and I don't care if she's a grandmother or not. Old Master Li hadn't finished speaking yet. Wei Ting had only said so much. There was no need to say the rest of his words. Waving his hand, Old Master Li looked at him and couldn't help but laugh. You've thought about everything. Of course I have to think about everything. Old Master Li nodded, looked at Wei Ting, then looked at Su Qinghui, and finally waved his hand. All right then, since you're so determined, I'll test you too. Come with me. Wei Ting pointed at his nose. Me? What? Don't you want to marry my daughter? Don't you dare to accept my test? Of course not. Wei Ting suddenly became energetic. He stood even straighter than before. Uncle, just tell me what your test is. Let's go. As Old Master Li spoke, he had already started to walk outside. Before leaving, he didn't forget to say goodbye to Li Qinxue, and said that he would go home first. After all, there were nurses and Su Qinghui here. He wouldn't be of much use even if he stayed. Wei Ting took a step behind him, and suddenly turned around. He ignored Su Qinghui's gloomy expression, and Li Qinxue's stunned reaction. He reached out and pinched Li Qinxue's hand, his face full of anticipation and excitement. Qinxue, did you hear that? Your father has approved of me. Ha ha ha. Don't worry, I will definitely pass your father's test. Li Qinxue's lips moved. Before she could say anything, Wei Ting let go of her hand. Qinxue, wait for me. I will definitely pass the test. After saying this, he gave Su Qinghui a provocative look, then hurriedly left the ward, and followed Old Master Li. The ward became quiet again. Su Qinghui's expression was very ugly. Li Qinxue was also confused by this sudden turn of events. What was the old master doing? What kind of test was this? Seriously, when did she say that she wanted to develop a relationship with Wei Ting? His body was suddenly turned around by Li Qinxue. He looked at her with an extremely serious expression. Li Qinxue, you don't really want to give Wei Ting a chance, do you? Why not? Su Qinghui looked at the provocation that flashed across her face. He lowered his head and kissed her lips with precision. Li Qinxue's eyes widened, as if she couldn't believe Su Qinghui's actions. He didn't stop kissing her. He placed one hand on the back of her waist, and the other on the back of her head. He turned her entire body around and deepened the kiss. Every time he kissed Li Qinxue, his heart would be greatly shaken. That kind of compatibility, that kind of satisfaction. He regretted it more than once. He must have been a fool for the past 20 years. Otherwise, how could he ignore such sweet lips and such a beautiful and charming wife? The more he thought about it, the more anxious he couldn't help but become. His kiss also became more and more passionate. After Li Qinxue's initial surprise, she couldn't push the person in front of her away. One of her hands was injured, and the other hand was tightly trapped, because Su Qinghui was holding her. She was injured and couldn't use much strength. She couldn't push Su Qinghui away, so she could only let him kiss her. At first, she was a little resistant, but later, she found that she slowly relaxed. Her body weakly snuggled into his arms and let him kiss her. No matter how many years it had been, it was always like this. In his arms, she wasn't the strong woman in the business world. Nor was she the calm and self-restrained Li Qinxue. Her gentleness made Su Qinghui more and more irresistible. If it weren't for the fact that she was injured, he wouldn't have doubted that he would have gone further. But it was good now. He still knew what it meant to stop. Qinxue. He stopped the kiss, but he didn't let go of her. He hugged her with a gentle and irresistible force. I know I'm not qualified, but I really hope that you won't give other men a chance. You can call me selfish, or you can call me a scumbag, but this is my hope. I hope that you're mine. It's just mine. I also hope that if possible, you will give this chance to me. I will prove that I can do it too. Before he could finish his sentence, Li Qianxue suddenly pushed him away gently. She turned her face sideways, and her lips were still a little delicate. She stared straight at Su Qinghui's face. Su Qinghui, what if I'm with another man? Su Qinghui was suddenly stunned. Who are you to me? We're already divorced. You have nothing to do with me, so why should I listen to you? What does your hope have to do with me? You have the right to take it back, and I have the freedom to refuse. I allowed you to appear here not because I forgave you, but because I don't have the energy right now. So if I really decide to give Wei Ting a chance, or even be with him, what will you do? Her series of questions made Su Qinghui almost speechless. He just stared at Li Qianxue. Su Qinghui, what will you do then? Su Qinghui was silent. He looked at Li Qianxue with a slightly pale face. He wanted to tell her not to, but he wanted to say that he could actually do it well. He had a lot to say, but at this moment, he couldn't say a single word. Li Qianxue gave other men a chance? Li Qianxue was with other men. He couldn't accept the thought of this, but he knew that what Li Qianxue said was right. He had no right to object. They were already divorced. Qianxue, you can go. Not long after Li Qianxue lay down, she was woken up by Wei Ting. She hadn't rested much yet. I'm going to sleep. She didn't borrow Su Qinghui's strength and carefully moved down. She avoided the injuries on her hands and feet and slowly lay down. Just as she was about to close her eyes, she heard Su Qinghui's unstable breathing and a voice that sounded even deeper than before. If you really want to be with another man, I don't know what will happen. However, I will still protect you and watch you. I will always be with you and witness your happiness with my own eyes. Li Qianxue didn't move. Her eyes rolled, but she didn't open them. Even though that will make me extremely painful. As long as you're happy, it's fine. She felt her hand being held by someone. She resisted the urge to open her eyes and look at Su Qinghui. She felt his lips on the back of her hand. Qianxue, I hope you're happy, and I also hope that your happiness is given by me. If it really doesn't work, I can only bless you. Qianxue, I only hope that you won't make a decision in a hurry. No matter what, you're still injured. Let me take care of you. After saying that, he stood up in a hurry, not caring about Li Qianxue's reaction. He turned around and walked out with the hot water bottle. I'll go get some water. He couldn't even listen to her subsequent words of rejection. Su Qinghui thought that he was really becoming more and more useless. Li Qianxue opened her eyes after he left. She looked at his back as he left, and the ward that was immediately closed. Her expression was unclear. On this day, Li Qianxue's ward could be considered lively. At first it was Wei Ting, then it was Yang Rong. There were also a few higher-ups of the company. When they heard that Li Qianxue had a car accident, they all came to see her. Soon, the ward was filled with all kinds of gifts. When Auntie Zhang delivered the food, Su Qinghui asked her to pack up everything. He picked up the food and began to feed Li Qianxue. Li Qianxue took a nap in the afternoon, but more people came later. She didn't rest much. Although her injury wasn't serious, it was still very exhausting. She was really hungry now. After taking a deep look at Su Qinghui, she didn't refuse the food he fed her. She ate very slowly, and Su Qinghui's feeding wasn't fast either. After the morning, Su Qinghui was even more proficient in doing these things. After the meal, there was a nurse to clean up the dishes. Su Qinghui only needed to accompany Li Qianxue. He casually took a few bites and put down the bowl. Wei Ting hadn't returned, and he felt a great sense of crisis. Previously, Su Yusin had come over after work. He wanted to stay, but he rushed Su Yusin home. He wanted Su Yusin to find out old Master Li's intentions. He shouldn't be so worried about personal gains and losses, but his opponent was Wei Ting. Wei Ting was younger and more energetic than him. More importantly, Wei Ting was stronger than him in one way. He had never hurt Li Qianxue. He really didn't have the slightest confidence against Wei Ting. But he couldn't show it, even if he was very anxious. He felt that the situation in front of him was clearly very good. But because of this sudden change, Su Qinghui fell into a state of anxiety. After cleaning up the dishes, he saw that Li Qianxue didn't seem to be in high spirits. He went to the small kitchen attached to the ward to wash the fruit, cut it, and brought it to the bed. Eat some fruit. What do you want to eat? Li Qianxue didn't say anything. He used a toothpick to pick up a piece of apple. Apple. Seeing that she didn't respond, he fed her another red grape. Try it. I tasted it just now. It's very sweet. Qianxue? He looked at her and waited for her to open her mouth. Looking at Su Qinghui, Li Qianxue still opened her mouth and bit the red grape. It was a very simple matter, but Su Qinghui smiled. Qianxue, it's indeed very sweet, isn't it? Yusen bought it. The older he gets, the more sensible he is. Li Qianxue didn't know that there were too many people coming today. Everyone brought gifts when they entered the door, so she didn't notice. However, because Su Qinghui said that Su Yusen bought it, she ate a few more. That couldn't be better for Su Qinghui. He became more and more interested. After feeding her the grapes, he fed her a few cherries. He didn't stop until Li Qianxue said that he couldn't eat anymore. The fawning expression on his face was too obvious. Li Qianxue couldn't bear to look at it. It was getting late. The nurse poked her head in and wanted to ask if she needed help. Seeing the two of them like this, the nurse shrank her head out again. Su Qinghui took this opportunity to get some water and wash Li Qianxue up. I know you like to be clean. It's impossible for you to take a bath, but I can help you wipe it. After he finished speaking, he unscrewed the towel and was about to do it. His hand holding the towel stopped when he met Li Qianxue's bright eyes. Only then did he realize that something seemed to be wrong. If he wiped Li Qianxue's body, wouldn't he have to help her take off her clothes and then? Just imagining that scene, Su Qinghui suddenly felt a little hot. His hand holding the towel tightened a little, and he even swallowed unconsciously. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.